God. Like the Harry Potter puppet pals.
Yes!
We have to do that with Avengers.
Imagine Josh's puppet. Oh my goodness.
I'll show you my puppet.
Oh my god.
Somebody should be taking notes on stuff that happens like tonight. Like when we can't see Daniel.
Take the minutes down.
Take the minutes.
Oh, I get it. You're talking about your penis.
Oh,
Awesome.
That so, and you said right next to the child. Right
That's a
next to the
2-year-old.
child.
I was just saying we have to
Okay,
censor.
she's learning about anatomy. It's fine. All right. Are we?
Oh, there we
Okay,
go,
here we are.
sounds.
So as we were saying, this is the Endgame pregame,
Correct.
as well as celebration of Passover.
Yes.
And that is why we must drink. Okay. So
Can we help you?
We're in the end game now.
Yeah, and also we're going to have a fun debate. We have a bracket here. I don't know if Jazzy could throw that up on the screen there.
One of many brackets, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god,
Yes.
this one.
With apparently some films
this bracket.
already weeded out for you.
Not really, though.
Several
Not
films
really.
are weeded
What
out.
is that?
But I would tell you, if you pick Iron Man over Black Panther, you're automatically a racist.
Okay, if you pick Thor Ragnarok over Captain Marvel, you're sexist.
Oh, yes, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, we
hey,
got our first
Super
super
Chat!
chat.
Oh, here we go. CW thoughts.
Oh, that too. See, so everything else will be Marvel, and then for 1 second it's gonna be DC.
Okay, go.
Okay. Oh, Gotham finale trailer, which you haven't seen.
No.
Okay.
'cause it's
I will
on season
just say,
4.
close your ears.
Oh,
Close your ears, Migdalia.
You know what? I can't avoid it. I'm on
okay.
season
I'm
4.
very sad that we're not gonna get Cameron Bikondova as Catwoman in the finale. I think it's really like I understand her decision to have someone else play 10 years later. That makes sense.
Yeah, I read that letter today.
But David Mizzou's playing himself 10 years later. I was
Yeah.
like, imbalance. I
Yeah.
don't like this. However, that being said, I think the Gotham trailer kind of looks badass. I'm glad that they're gonna go out with a bang. So I'm looking forward to it regardless.
Okay.
And we'll be watching the finale, even though I'm not caught up. Okay. CWDC. What is
little
happening
hands
here?
and I'm very clumsy.
Hey, she's giving reviews here.
That's right. Speaking of ladies' night, they had a ladies' night on Arrow. Yeah, it was the Birds of Prey episode, or the Birds of Justice. I don't know why they're the Birds of Justice, but I guess maybe copyright. So anyway, it was really cool. Laurel finally got to have like her full redemption and learned that it's a journey and not a destination. And Sarah came back. Yeah, so it was great. You should watch the episode of Arrow if you don't watch anything else of Arrow.
Okay.
Also, kind of Ladies' Night was The Flash because Danielle Panabaker directed, and it was all about Nora's origin story. So if you wanted to just watch it and then think about all the pilot callbacks, because they had a ton. She's basically her dad, but a little bit stupider. And Barry was a huge asshole, so there's that. Also, Iris at 60 looks bomb. It was literally just Candace Patton's face with a couple of silver streaks.
Wow,
Which
the
seems
effort.
accurate. Seems
the
accurate.
effort.
I think she had like one wrinkle under her eye. And I was like, yes, realism.
Yes, baby, yes.
Legends of Tomorrow had their Bollywood episode, but it wasn't really Bollywood, it was Jane Austen. And it was like Jane Austen on your first day of English class. What? When you haven't read
Bolly
any of her
Austen.
books, and you just like think that she's like the epitome of romance. And she's like, actually, this is a satire. So that was, yeah, it was Jane Austen all the way, and then Zari had a Bollywood number. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
And that's what you missed on Glee. Okay, back
I
to
think
Endgame.
he wanted she wanted your thoughts.
My thoughts were that they were all good, except that it was Jane Austen if you haven't ever read a Jane Austen book.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was like, why is this happening? Mona was really upset because Jane Austen like was telling her that romance was kind of like not that great. And I was like, why don't you know this already, Mona? And then she's like, actually, I love romance. I just don't want you to lose yourself in the music the moment. You better never let it go.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Okay.
And that's Tatiana's thoughts on CW shows. Because she's the only one that watches
Yes,
them.
I'm alone.
Yay, yay, yay. All right, ladies, Endgame. Releasing in less than a week now. Less than a week. And actually, a wonderful person named Tony here is going to be sitting through
man.
all 20 movies.
Oh my God, that's right. You're doing the whole
22?
marathon.
I am doing the 22
How many
movie
pee breaks do you
Endgame.
get?
So here's what happens. So after every single movie, there's usually somewhere between a 10 to 20 minute break. That's pretty much depending on how far behind they are, because it is hosted by Nerdist. So Nerdist brings out their own cast, their own talent to kind of like say like, hey guys, what's going on? Glad you're all here. Here's what I do at Nerdist. And last year they brought out a lot of guests. So I got to see like Tom Holland and Winston Duke and Sebastian
I'd heard about
Stan,
that.
and like a lot of people came out, and it was really nice. So yeah, there's a lot of breaks, and they actually feed you. They do feed you Chick-fil-A. So
Chick-fil-A.
however how you feel about
I love
that, it could
Oh
be
my
good.
goodness.
I love hate crime food.
Yeah. Wow. All
Good
right.
food, but they hate the gays.
But that's what you're going to be in that theater for like 60 hours, right?
Yeah, it says 60 hours. I think technically even a 61 hours. And I will have attended every single Avengers marathon by the end of this one. So by my count, I should
Wow.
be somewhere in the neighborhood of 135 hours of
That's
just
crazy.
Avengers marathons. That's not to mention all the other movies that I've just seen single time. Like I saw Avengers like 9 times in the theater. So I'm probably clocking in somewhere around like 250 hours of just Avengers MCU theater time. So
That's dedication. Now, what films are you going to take a nap through?
Incredible Hulk, absolutely. Incredible Hulk. I just go ahead. I walk out of. All right, so
They
you don't
really
have-
put Incredible Hulk on?
You don't.
Yeah, the entire.
You don't have to stay in the
phase
theater,
one.
which is great. Which means when they start the movie and Ed Norton shows up, I get to then walk across the street over to that little center that's on Hollywood Boulevard.
Because you're going to the El Capitan.
Exactly.
Oh,
and I get to get
okay.
some ramen or yeah, shut
Right, you should be there for the inception.
Yeah, no, I mean, because I've sat through Incredible Hulk quite a few times already, and it's just
You're done. You're
It gets
done.
awkward because it's such a sore thumb. It doesn't fit in with the MCU.
Right.
Tonally, it's just really emo. It's an Ed Norton movie, so it's
It's
very
an Ed Norton
emo.
movie.
Yeah, so it's just not a good time for me.
This Ed Norton slander.
All right, that can't
I'm
be the
sorry.
only. That
Nobody
can't be the
wants
only
to
film.
see Liv Tyler and Ed Norton make out. Does anybody want to see that? Raise your hand. You're
Everyone's out of here. Everyone's out of
Wow, you really made your point there.
Right here.
Shit. Every single one of you.
That can't
I'm
be
not
the
against
only
it.
film, though.
I'm not
No.
against it. I will say.
Anytime
That was by far the least annoying part of the film.
You're wrong. I am not wrong. How dare you? How dare you?
He's real mad about it now.
Yeah. Also, anytime Natalie Portman is there, she's just no disrespect to her. I've seen her act. She can do it. I've seen her do it.
She just didn't
Talk
want to
about
do it at
totally
that time.
wrong.
They give her absolutely nothing
Yeah.
to do but stand in front of chalkboards
Be
with
the
sciencey
girlfriend.
shit on top.
Poor
in front
baby.
of it. Yeah, so it's not a good time
Poor,
for me.
poor baby.
Anything else? Yeah.
Any of the Captain Americas, the Iron Mans, the
Guardians of the Galaxy too. Not a fan.
Ant-Mans.
Oh,
I'm not.
interesting.
I'm,
Not a fan
oh, we got
in-
Super Chat!
Hey.
Machalkamaniac.
Go ahead, read it. Read it out.
As a guy typing this, thank you
Okay.
for the identifier.
Yes.
I must say I enjoyed Captain Marvel, and I'm enjoying Ladies' Night. I truly
Aw.
hope Kamala gets introduced in the MCU.
Me too.
Hashtag girls rule. A champion.
$10.
That's true.
Thank you
Feminist
so
king.
much. Yes.
Thank you, Will King.
Thank you.
We love you.
So, what were your what were you saying before? Natalie Portman. Oh, you said Guardians of the Galaxy too.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy.
You know, I have
too.
to agree with
It
you.
was
Like, it's not like
kind
I hated it, but I felt like watching it, I was like, was the things that I loved about the first one from Nicole Perlman? Is that what happened?
Okay, so that second movie really does feel like it feels like a Kevin Smith movie where they just set up a camera and don't ever move it. And that's really weird because in that first movie, it really feels like there's scope and you're moving a lot and there's momentum and there's a rhythm and there's actual physical rhythm to it. And this one is because it's so green screen heavy,
Yeah.
it's literally parked, and until that last third act where it's the big battle, it doesn't do anything for me.
That makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love that Black Queen asked how you'd feel if the Hulk was right in front of you.
I'd say
Like where you said you
Which
don't want
Hulk?
to see him
Yeah,
make
wait,
out with
which
Liv
Hulk?
Tyler.
Four Hulks to choose
which
from.
Hulk? Yeah, which one?
Is there anyone that you think you could take on?
Ed Norton.
Ed
Yeah, I could take that
I'd
Hulk.
feel like Mark Ruffalo would just run. He'd
Oh,
try to
back to
placate
see.
you and
My
then run.
shirt is a racist depiction of Barry and Iris from The Flash.
It doesn't look like
I
her.
got this from Hot Topic. They ordered it, and then I got it, and Iris looks white, and I don't understand.
Ah.
why.
No joke. I literally thought it was Angel and
And
Faith.
and Faith.
That's who I literally thought
like
it
I
was.
see that she's a little bit pink. I see there's a little pink happening, but
Yeah,
obviously
that's
that's not.
weird.
It must have been made in China.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize. Well, everyone thought it was Twilight, so they would not have known it was
I've
Marvel.
got a bomber jacket that says Tony Stark on it, or any one of you could.
That's from Twilight. Everyone's
And
saying
also,
it's from
I didn't
Twilight.
even get the bracket, so I definitely did not get the blah, blah, blah,
It's
blah.
from Twilight.
It's from Twilight.
It's not from Twilight.
I've seen those movies.
It is not from Twilight.
All right, so Avengers Endgame coming out in a week. Who do you think's going to die? What are your favorite fan theories that you've seen on the internet? What's your most ridiculous
Or from
fan
your
theories?
brain. You can also see it from your brain.
You can see it from your brain. What do you think about this press tour that's happening? That seems to have been going on for forever. Tony.
Big fan of the press tour since I get to see Jeremy Renner looking really cute in a suit. At all
Oh, is that your
God.
thing?
Is
Is that your
I
thing?
love Jeremy Renner. He gives me tingles and jingles. I don't care what you say,
This is what makes and breaks our friendship.
Tingles and
yeah.
and what was the second one?
Tingles and jingles. all right?
Jingles. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you might have said like
Jingling.
shingles,
No.
and I was like, "Why are you
Not
getting
yet.
a disease?"
You will get shingles from Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner.
If you touch Jeremy Renner, you will die.
I've only looked at him.
You will
Haven't
get pregnant
touched him
and
yet.
die.
You will get pregnant.
Haven't touched him yet. I am very aware of how they're kind of keeping everybody separate because they're
Yeah.
really aware of the fact that they've got 50-some people. If they really wanted to bring the full cast, they would have upwards of 40, 50 people there.
Yeah.
So that's a little like... I wish we would have the 50-some people, but that has to be logistically such a nightmare.
Right, an
Could you
impossibility,
imagine
yeah.
a junket with 50-some?
Oh my! It would go on
leads?
forever.
I mean,
Yeah.
we heard about how hard it was when they made X-Men Days of Future Past, dealing with all those actors. I think there were
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
like 15 of them, 15, 20. So yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah,
I
so
see.
that's like disappointing to me just because I love when they're all together. They all seem to be having a good time, especially since it's the end. It kind of feels like senior year, senioritis. You're skipping school and you're just like, all right, what are they going to do? Fire me? No, I can do whatever I want. So I like that vibe of it. As far as fan theories go, pretty sure they're going to make Cap, they're going to kill Cap just because that's the one death that'll just make me
Right.
sob for 2 hours straight.
Right.
Super chat.
Wait, finish your thought first.
Okay, sorry. And do we want to go into theories about what we think will happen?
Well, then we'll address the super chat now, and then we'll go to the theory.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
All right,
yeah.
super chat.
Hey!
That 2C fellow asks, "How about a round of F, Marry, Kill MCU edition?" And it
What
will
do
be
you-
F because there's like a 5-year-old wandering the street.
Okay.
So,
Well, what do you mean, like movies or characters? Like you have to give us some options here. Like you have to give us each three
okay,
options.
yeah. Y'all give us the options and we'll do
And
it.
then we'll address
There we
it
go. I
back.
like it.
All right,
And you
so-
can include ladies. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's
It's
yes,
2019.
Right.
Please. Thank you.
All right,
you.
Tony, theory.
Okay, so MCU is not big on killing their characters. They're just not.
Okay.
They don't have Game of Thrones
Yeah.
balls.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
You like that,
Tony is attracted to.
Yeah, that's what she wants.
Okay.
That's what she likes to
You never
say.
see John Hamm looking like that.
That's her F right there.
Here we
Do a
go.
Google search.
Here we
No,
go.
go to Bing. All right, look up John Hamm. All right.
Hugh Grant.
Okay. I think that
He
they're
does on
gonna
Mad
do
Men.
a
He does on
thing.
Mad Men. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think they're gonna separate the stones in different realities. I think that's how they're gonna like essentially explain away why people are no longer in the MCU without actually having to murder them.
But haven't the stones been destroyed in the glove?
And that's the
Because that's the speculation, right?
Yeah, so if they go the route where it's like we can't destroy them, like they're literally you can't, which we've seen isn't 100% on the level. They've been able to technically destroy the Mind Stone that Vision had.
Right.
But is that the case for all of them? I don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know about these stones, which is a little bit of a aggravation of mine that we built up to this whole Infinity Saga, and we don't know jack shit about them other than their magic. Like, and that's like the MacGuffin, their magic.
They're magic, yeah.
Oh, hi, John Hamm.
Whatever. Yes.
Preferences.
Yes.
Your preferences being exposed.
Little bitty shorts. Nice. Nice.
Tom-
We need a
Wait,
third
John
one.
Hamm?
We need a third one.
I'm
There's only two, right? We need a third one.
Yeah. Find
not
someone.
gonna kill him.
Yeah, so I just think that they're gonna kind of just explain a way of, like, hey, they're not there anymore, but they're not dead. They're technically dead within the universe, but they're just no longer here. It'll be kind of sad, but
Yeah.
not really sad. Kind of like at the end of Infinity, where we're like, I really am feeling something. However, these people aren't really dead. So
Yeah. I do
Jalen
expect.
Glover, Stranger. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I do expect something like that, especially to happen with Captain America.
Yeah.
Like if he makes a choice to stay
Yeah.
in some other reality.
Exactly.
Like one where he might be able to have his dance with Peggy.
yeah.
Because I expect that's what I want to see.
The
and I
one
expect to see.
that I because a lot of people don't really seem to be wanting it as much as they want the Cap and Peggy reunion to happen. But I think, especially for Thor, when you have that moment in Infinity War where he's just talking about, like, I've lost everyone, I have nothing left, I feel like they're going to go ahead and shift him to, like, this super happy ending. He might be the only one who gets it, where he gets his entire family back. He gets Asgard back. He gets Heimdall back, everybody back. And hell, shit, we might even get Hela back. And like, hey, long lost sister who was just chilling in hell, how about we actually like go to counseling?
That would be
That
funny.
sounds like a
Let's
Harry
go to
Potter
counseling.
epilogue.
Listen, I agree, but of all of the Avengers, that's the only one that I foresee a super happy ending. If it's going to happen to anybody,
Interesting.
it would happen for Thor.
I would have
feel.
expected. I was thinking the opposite, like maybe like a sacrifice, like a final sacrifice type of thing.
Yeah, because he's a god. I mean, gods,
But it doesn't matter as much. It wouldn't
happy
matter.
endings, and that doesn't happen
A
for them.
sacrifice, a god sacrificing themselves doesn't mean as much as Captain America sacrificing
That's true.
himself. Because it's like, oh, you're just a guy. You're just a dude who just happened to just have awesome pecs that Peggy likes to squeeze. Like, good for you.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you. Because
I think
put this
I
in
think
front
it
of my
would be
shirt
odd,
so
and
that
I
it's-
think it would go against
That's
the
my
character
shirt.
development
I agree,
of
but I'm
Thor.
saying it's I admit it's a low probability, but if it's going to happen for anybody, and if I had to put money on it, and isn't Vegas taking bets on this?
Yes.
Yeah. If I had to bet on this, that's who I would bet on.
But no, I would think
Interesting.
Captain America would get his happy ending because it comes full circle. He's earned it.
They want us to cry.
Well,
Why would we cry over Thor?
Well, that's the thing.
We wouldn't cry over Thor. We would cry over Captain America. That's why they're not going to give Captain America the happy ending.
So you think
But-
they're gonna cry because they're
Cry
disappointed?
our
I
eyes
feel
out.
like you can cry the happy tears when he gets his happy ending, but in a different world where he's never, it's like
Maybe.
where he doesn't exist in our world anymore.
I mean, who knows?
Kind of
I mean,
thing.
we've only got a week left, so
That's true.
I mean,
or
I
less
guess
than a week, really, for some people.
I'm so excited.
Well, less than a week for everybody because the movie's gonna release on
Thursday
Thursday.
night.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I know here in LA they're having screenings from like 7 p.m. all the way to 3 a.m.
Yeah.
like for the
That's
whole
crazy.
entire weekend.
Yeah.
I'm about to go to a 2 a.m. recliner
Are you
showing.
really?
Might be forced to.
Oh my god!
And then once I get out, say a couple more hours and get ready for work and
Yeah.
peace out.
So Tony.
Yes.
Do we think that Tony will die? And do we think that Pepper will have a baby?
No, they better not do that. Number one, I think they're gonna leave it like Rick Grimes ending, where it's ambiguous and he can come back later,
Okay.
because they might not want to get rid of the face of the MCU quite yet, even if Robert Downey Jr. is ready to let go, and they want to test some other faces, potential faces, like Brie Larson. So I think it's like, did Tony really die or didn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Other Tony?
I think with the death of Stan Lee, God rest his soul.
Yes.
We have to fulfill the cameo bubble. Who else is going to fill that bubble but
And
the
he
guy,
started.
the one guy?
He's
And-
already started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like RDJ would be the only, not that would be the only reason to keep him alive, but that's a very compelling reason. Where if you wanted to bring somebody back that would tie in the whole universe, he already has the deal already worked out. Where he can just come back and they'll still give him like $10 million for 30 seconds of screen time. Like, good for him, by the way. Yeah. I don't have the instinct that they're gonna kill him off. If they do, warranted, but I don't think so.
But I also think like they need to keep an aspect of the Iron Man universe in the MCU continuously.
Oh
Oh my god! Joseph!
We're in the Endgame now.
Joseph keeps trying to show us some kind of leak.
Yeah, there was a leak footage, guys. Don't watch it. Don't spread it.
Yeah.
Stop.
Don't
Anyway.
disguise the leak as your theory of what
Yes.
is going to happen.
I think they need to keep the Iron Man universe alive because it's so vast in a way that Stark Industries is so important and ingrained into like the military and the Avengers headquarters.
Yeah.
So until Fantastic Four comes around, you can replace that with the Baxter building and everything. And also, this brings me to them. They should bring back Justin Hammer because that would
Justin
be
Hammer?
that would be an interesting
That would be funny.
thing to see. I mean, what happened to the competition, the other
That's
side
true.
of
He
things?
went to
That's
jail.
true.
No, he's rich and white, so he's not in jail. He's just laying low. Okay.
Johnny like that. Johnny don't kick like that. But who's gonna die? Who's gonna live? I honestly don't know. I don't care to speculate that much. I'm very
We know who's gonna live. I mean, let's we know that there are gonna be certain people that do live.
sure.
Spider-Man, Black Panther, Captain Marvel,
Hawkeye.
Nakia, Okoye,
Yes.
M'Baku. You're not
course.
killing M'Baku. That's just not going to be a thing that you do.
Like
Yeah.
basically, most of the new people are not going to die
Exactly.
because we're going to want to see the
They're
story
part of
carried
the
on for
new,
them. Yeah.
new.
Exactly.
But I do think that we will be at the very least still be in a position where we're not going to see Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man as much ever again. Like, they're not going to have other movies, but...
Yeah. Correct.
Well, they're definitely not on the slate for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
But what's going to be interesting is they are going to come to San Diego Comic-Con this year. Marvel is not opting out, which indicates that they're
Really?
going to be announcing Phase 4, or at least more films to the slate,
Comic-Con,
or
though?
clarifying, because D23 is not happening
D23,
today.
yeah.
It's not happening this year.
It is this year.
Is it? Well, they're still coming to Comic-Con. Yes, they are still going to
I was
come to
gonna say,
Comic-Con.
like, they're not gonna. I mean, then again, it's like they already have so much on their plate, like Disney. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if you could conceivably do a huge rollout the way that they did.
Oh,
in
I think
years
they can
past.
because in years
Can
past,
you?
it's been
Because
Fox
now-
and then Marvel. They've been back to back on
Not
Saturday.
at Comic Con, at D23. D23 at that live action panel only had to be Disney,
Right.
Marvel, Star Wars.
Right.
Now on top of
I
that,
do
you've
not know
got
the
Fox.
itinerary of either.
Like, it's stacked. And you're only trying to keep that panel to like what 2-3 hours tops. I don't
But
know.
that's
if you
why they're
can
going to
do
come
it.
to Comic-Con. They want to double up. And they definitely need to show us what they're going to be doing with Fox, with
Yeah.
the Fox MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what their plans are.
Fox MCU, I'm so happy.
I mean, I guess eventually the Baxter Building could be like a...
Yes, you can.
But I mean, Kevin Feige did come out and say
It'd be
that
okay.
they're not planning on X-Men films for a long while.
Right,
A long
right.
while
That
could
is
be
fine.
like...
Take your fucking
few
time.
years.
Yeah, they
do
gotta
it.
exactly. They
Take
gotta
your
like
time,
make us
think it
forget
through.
about the current X-Men.
Yes.
Do it correctly.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
so happy.
So
happy.
no one gave us any F, Marry, Kill options.
fuck?
So
I-
let's
I
give
do
y'all
characters.
yes characters. Yes.
Okay.
All right, so you want to go first? Is that
To
what you
give
were
y'all
leaning towards?
options. Yeah. Okay. Speaking of, we were just talking about the deaths. F, Marry, Kill, Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man. Go.
Okay, you said Thor,
Captain America,
and
and
Iron Man. Okay, I would.
Oh, wait, which Thor? Thor the Dark World, or Thor
No,
Ragnarok?
the characters. Thor.
Okay.
Thor.
I got
man.
it.
Alright.
I got it. I would marry Tony Stark because
Oh,
I
for the
want to
money.
be Tony Stark.
That is sexist.
I will be Tony Stark, and it will be amazing. Honest to God, the only way I'm changing my name is if I marry someone with the last name Stark. That is literally the
Wow.
I will be Tony Sanchez until the day I die, unless my
There's a Stark.
spouse
All right.
is Stark.
Stark
Yes.
Sanchez.
That's the only. No,
Stark.
not even. No, I will change my name to Tony Stark, and that will be my name.
I love it.
I love it.
I will kill Thor because he's a god and therefore can't really die.
Okay.
So then that's
So-
right.
Unfair.
Yeah,
Unfair.
it's
All right.
okay. It's okay.
He's
It's
not gonna
comic
come
books.
back in
Nobody
this.
dies. And then I would. There's a child there. I will.
F. Just
I will F Captain America because I want to do it for my country.
Kiss.
Wow.
It stands for kiss. Nice. I love that. Patriotic. All right.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. Oh, man. Oh, these is hot guys. Okay. I would, okay.
All
I'm
right, I'm
gonna
ready.
F Thor Ragnarok. Marry
right.
Captain America,
Okay.
Winter Soldier.
Love it. Love
Yeah,
it.
good.
All right.
And I guess I kill Iron Man 3 Tony.
All right.
Iron Man.
Iron Man 320. I'm gonna marry Captain America because he's a good, upstanding
Yes,
citizen.
he is.
He'll teach our
Morals.
children right from
Cat
wrong.
butt and
Exactly.
beard.
Yeah.
Correct.
And also, he's got lots of like royalties and money coming in from
From his
endorsement
his
deals.
contract at,
Exactly. His
Shield.
contracts.
It's a
Yeah.
very secure lifestyle.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. And then I'll have Tony Stark on the side, like not just the one time, many times, so that he wants to keep helping me out whenever I'm in a bind.
One time, many times.
And then, like you said, Thor is indeed a god. So if I
Yes.
kill him, I'm sure he'll just come back around.
Yeah, it's fine.
And that's fine.
Shut up! It's comic books. I comment all day.
well,
Johnny
do one
Harper
more.
gave us one.
We have one.
We'll do
Yeah.
one more.
No,
All
Johnny
right,
Parker.
Yes.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
Go ahead.
All right, you guys go first.
So Black Panther, Ant-Man, and Peter Quill.
Ooh. Okay.
This is easy
I'm
for
gonna.
me.
I feel bad for Nakia, but I will marry Black Panther.
Okay.
Become queen. Well, actually, that's kind of weird. I don't know if I
here.
like that.
Are you gonna participate
She can still
in
be
this game?
queen. She can still be queen. I'll just marry him. It's fine. Ant-Man. Oh, I will F Ant-Man. He seems like he has like a good time.
Going to marry.
Yes.
No, who would I? What
Black
is
Panther,
you
Ant-Man,
have to
Peter
go
Quill.
through
It's
those
it? Is it
three.
FMK?
Yes.
Yeah, FMK. Kiss, marry,
Oh,
kill.
easy. Kill. I'm gonna kill Peter.
All right. Yes, we agree.
I'm gonna F Ant-Man,
I like it.
and I'm gonna marry Black Panther.
High five.
Absolutely.
That's
That's
easy.
a good choice.
That's easy.
What,
that?
No, Johnny's shaking his
Oh,
head.
here we go.
Give
Another
us some
guest
ladies.
star.
Give us
Get in
some
here, Johnny.
ladies.
Get in here.
Tap him in.
Tap him in. Tap him
Johnny
in.
Dope
Okay,
Kick
never mind.
says.
Oh my God, Tony keeps getting kicked out of girls' night.
What's everybody? It's Johnny Dope Kids. Okay, so.
Okay.
Oh man, here we go.
Uh-oh.
You guys
Handshake
might as well
bros.
just stay
If
here.
there was a
We'll start
third
the debate.
tag, it'd be really awkward, though.
All right, tell us.
Okay, so here's me.
No, there's no Henshin Bros Part 2.
Waiting.
Get over here, get over here. Okay, so,
We'll move it.
all right, Marry, Death, Kill. So, for me, marry Black Panther. I mean, he's a king.
He is. Exactly.
I would be
That's
king
what everyone
to
just
chase
said, and you
it.
should
Done
have.
deal.
You would be
I would.
the what is it called? The Prince.
Jay was like, I feel left out.
Regent. No, not the Prince Regent. What is
Consort.
What's consort?
Consort.
There we go.
I mean, consort. I'm down
The royal
with that. All right, then I would kill Ant-Man.
What?
He is a criminal.
No. Oh my God.
He got a kid.
He's a
I ain't need that
nonviolent
kind of
criminal.
drama. I don't need that kind of drama. And then
Peter Quill's a criminal.
And then,
Like a
no,
delay.
but he has a spaceship. I would end the spaceship. Like the moon, the stars. It's a romantic setting.
My turn?
Your turn.
All right. I will kill Peter Quill.
Oh, Jason.
That's all he wanted to come here.
Kill Peter Quill.
You're
I
valid.
will F Black Panther.
And I would rumble in the jungle.
And I would marry Ant-Man.
Really? Why would you marry Ant-Man?
They're gonna make
Because
jokes
I feel like we'd have such a great time together.
Yeah, he's such a good dad. Right? Like that. How about you? How about you?
Is he? He got trapped in the quantum realm.
Well,
He was taking about his.
the point of the game.
That's not his fault that he got trapped in the quantum realm. Sucks because it was basically the same as Jezzer's.
What are your reasons?
My reason's like, well, it just.
There's no itching to be in our space here.
I know,
It's like
right?
I was invited.
Go ahead, Justin. You can finish.
Peter's a screw up.
Yes, he ruined Infinity War. Go
Peter's
ahead.
a screw up
Yep.
who doesn't want to fuck T'Challa. I'm just saying.
True. That's true.
I'm just saying. I remember when he first showed up in Civil War. I'm like, damn.
Black excellence. Hashtag.
His first scene, no costume. I'm like, who is that? You know.
Hey, you want to get him in his birthday suit.
Absolutely. Then
Oh, Shea brought the streets.
Scott Lang is a guy who's trying to figure himself out. He's
nice.
bettering himself. Also, I think we have a lot in common humor-wise.
Aw.
There we go.
That's beautiful.
There we go.
I love it.
Peace out.
Thank you.
Wait, Daniel wants to put it. All the dudes really
Oh my
wanted to
God, right.
participate.
And then Daniel will finally, or sorry, Blackwing will finally give us some ladies. Go, Daniel.
All right, people. So,
What? That's fine. That's fine.
let's get ready to rumble. All right, who am I picking out of?
Black Panther, Ant-Man, and Peter Quill.
Kill Peter Quill.
Yes.
He deserves to die. You know what? Why do I not like space?
Kill
You know
him
what?
and then steal his spaceship.
No, the thing is, I
Captain
need
Picard.
space from him because he's an idiot that had to start smacking what's his name into reality and ruin the whole thing about the glove. Oh God!
Oh my God!
I can
guys
fix
just
him.
changed the whole
I can
environment
fix
of the
him.
debate.
He is a project. I can fix him.
No one should ever join in any level of a relationship to be able to fix someone. You should join
Wise
in and see if
words.
you guys can actually be something.
That's what the promo for Quest for Player
Hey,
2.
that is the promo for Quest
Thank
for
you
Player
for
2.
that.
But moving on, so he's dead. Now I have to marry and I have to F someone, right?
Yes.
And who would I have left? I have.
Ant-Man and Black Panther.
Okay, well I'm effing Ant-Man.
Obviously.
And I'm marrying Black Panther. Black Panther I'm marrying because the man's rich. He owns an entire country. And it's vibranium. And then it's Black Panther.
Yep.
Let's not.
All right, we got some ladies up in here.
Highlands Day. I'm out of
That
luck.
2C gave us Black Cat, Storm, and Maria Hill. Well, maybe Storm can become the part of the MCU, and so can Black
It's an
Cat.
hour show. Calm down.
All right. So, and he would F Black
All right,
Cat.
here's our last one because he's about to have an aneurysm.
All right.
Oh no! Oh wait, no. So what?
I'd rather do this
Okay,
one.
we'll do this one then. All right, okay, but first, Betchusi would F Black Cat, marry Storm, and kill Maria Hill. Kind of sad for Maria Hill, but otherwise I agree. Yeah. Okay, Johnny Parker says Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, Captain Marvel. Tony.
Oh my God!
I know you guys can't
Oh
jump in
my
this one.
God.
Yeah, no men allowed.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
They are not objects.
Okay.
Exactly. Women are people.
We're people too.
Oh, you son of a! You son of a! Okay, I am going to. Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
I am not going to marry Black Widow because I feel like then I'm just a liability. I'm a loose end, and that's just going to ensure my death sooner rather than later. Okay, so we're just going to leave that at an F, and I'm not going to try to kill her because that's just pointless.
Right. Nope. You
That's
die.
pointless. All right, so we are going to F Black Widow. Okay. All right, so now it's between marrying Scarlet Witch or Captain Marvel. Okay, I am going to.
We got bartenders
I'm going to
tonight.
marry Scarlet Witch.
What?
I'm a marry.
You want to
Scarlet
deal
Witch.
with fluctuating accents and magic mind powers?
Listen, she is lovely. No, listen.
Yes, tell us.
She is lovely enough that she made the Mind Stone and Jarvis fall in love with her. She is magnetic.
And
she
Jarvis.
is beautiful. She is charismatic.
She's
I
effing
love
a
her.
robot.
Yes. Shouldn't we all? Shouldn't we all? I mean,
F
it's
robots?
2019.
I agree. Yeah.
We're all heading that.
Maybe
in that
robots
direction.
in love,
She's
robots.
ahead
the
of
way to
curve.
go.
She's ahead of the curve. All right.
she is.
In 5 years' time, we're all gonna be banging robots. Okay.
Wow.
That's just how it's gonna be.
Wow.
And
Robot man.
Wait,
Robot man.
Would you like to
Right.
go next?
Oh,
Listen,
okay.
Captain
Thank
Marvel
you.
for us-
Are there any limes?
No.
Oh.
Can I have
what the
one?
crap?
Can I have one too?
Okay, so
Bartender.
We're killing Captain Marvel.
can I finish the thing first, and then I'll do it. This is our last round.
Okay.
We're having a grand old time. I don't know why you want to end our fun.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to
No, it's not.
F Black Widow because she's like flexible and
Yeah, that's literally what I was gonna say. I knew you were gonna say that.
she is a Russian assassin,
but
a
yes.
Russian gymnast.
I want some of that.
And
want
I
some of that.
am 1% Russian, so we have something in common.
My name is Russian. Also something in common.
I will marry Captain Marvel because I saw them eyes she was making at her little best friend.
Yeah.
there.
And what a family woman
And
she
you-
is.
Yes,
What a
and
good
you
mama
can't
she
replace
is.
brown
Yeah.
with brown, an infamous saying from one of our former cast members.
She like chocolate.
That's mine.
So yes or no?
Yes, and I'm gonna kill Scarlet Witch
Yeah.
because
She's dangerous.
She's a little too vanilla for me right now. She's. I'm just.
Thank you.
Vanilla.
I don't
I
want
don't
to
know,
go
the
the
Air
comic book
Force,
route
you
of
got
killing
Air Force, you
everyone.
got
Vanilla.
Assassin, and then you got
I'm sorry.
a science
I'm
experiment.
sorry. I'm sorry. Hang on. Is Vision not the only Avenger that can actually change his anatomy and molecular structure? How are you going to tell me that woman is vanilla? Use your imagination.
Do we?
Hello.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have we seen Vision do that for her?
Not on screen.
For
because
her.
No,
I don't
there's
know
no
if that is
off-screen
happening.
things here.
It's not an NC-17 movie, so no, we haven't seen it.
I'm not. I don't think she's taking advantage of that. However, I do think that Scarlet Witch is too dangerous. I don't want her to go the route of, like mind berserk killing
She
everybody.
might get
from the
obsessed
comics.
with me and
Yeah.
start messing with my mind.
Right,
lovely?
exactly. I don't want
Wouldn't that be
that.
wonderful?
So, like, when she's not paying attention, when she's busy with Vision, I would kill her, take her out before it gets too,
Thank you.
too late.
Thank you, Shay,
Yes,
our
thank you, Shay, our
TGIS
bartender.
bartender.
Yes.
All right, Tatiana, your last one, then we're going to
But
get to this debate.
it's the same as you. I would F Black Widow because she's flexible AF. And oh no, that's a good one. I can't kill any of them. I love them
marrying
all.
them all.
Okay, anyway,
I'm marrying
anyway,
Okoye.
effing Black
Wakabi was a
Widow as
punk
well.
bitch.
Yes.
Sorry.
Definitely wants me some of that. And then Captain Marvel is a
Wakabi's a
family
punk
woman,
bitch.
and
She
she's
is.
very loyal.
Yes.
Wakabi's a punk
She
bitch.
might go travel the world for a couple
And
of
I
decades,
want like
so I
a
get free
Friday
time.
through Sunday boyfriend, so I feel like Captain
Exactly.
Marvel leaves the galaxy
Exactly.
enough where
She gives us some free time,
Yeah.
comes right back, and then we get to take advantage of all
Exactly.
that power.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes. All right, we're going.
I'm marrying Okoye. I'm effing Gamora. I'm killing Hope. Okay.
Oh, no.
Wakabi is a punk bitch. I'm sorry. Continue.
Right now, Gamora's dead, so I'll let her stay dead while I F Hope and marry Okoye. But she'll be back. She'll be back. That's my one endgame theory: is Gamora's coming back,
Bro Town.
and the sisters will take down Thanos. All right, there we go.
All right, guys, we're
Bracket.
opening it up. It's bracket
bracket
time.
Yeah.
All right, so how this is going to go is we have a variety of cast members here with us tonight from different shows throughout the week, the weekends. We're going to go head to head. So we got Captain America Civil War versus Avengers Age of Ultron, the first one up. I'd like you to pick a person, and then I'd like you to pick a person.
Another person here or
Yeah,
another
to
bring in.
selection?
to bring in.
Okay.
After I make the selection, or this person's going to make the
No,
selection?
no, this person's going to, well, like flip a coin. Actually,
we're, like,
no. You pick
moderating?
the person and you give them the movie.
No, they have to pick it. There's no point in bringing them in.
No, because if they pick it, that's not fair.
Wait, what? Oh, you
Pick
give
the
them a movie to
person.
debate. They're going to debate
Yes,
the movie.
they're
Oh, so
right.
we're going to moderate and we're going to force them to debate the merits of the movie that we give them.
yeah,
yes.
seriously.
And
No,
the women,
no, not all the men are debating. Calm down. Because then somebody else could pick one of them.
yeah. All right.
Pick somebody to come up and
There's
assign them the
there's
movie.
I
Captain
mean,
America: Civil
there's
War
only
or Avengers: Age of
two
Ultron.
people in this room that I really trust.
That's me, right?
There's two people.
That many.
5.
Justin, get in here.
For what movie?
For which movie?
Oh, I'm picking it?
Yes.
You're telling him which movie to debate.
Civil War.
Okay. Well then, for Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Don't look at anybody who's making.
Joe, well, sure. Everyone seems to agree that Joe has the best points, and I'm sure
Alright.
he could argue any kind of garbage.
All right.
So come on.
Any kind of garbage.
Correct. That's a compliment. I mean that
Exactly.
sincerely.
Exactly. That is a compliment.
We have Justin versus Joe. We're gonna put 30 seconds on the clock.
All right, so
1 second.
why I think this movie's good?
You're gonna get 30. Yes. Why that should win.
He's cocky. He's on his laurels right now.
Excuse me.
Get him.
This isn't.
Hit shit. Hit shit.
Ready?
Wait, McDolly, you vote for who wins?
We'll all vote collectively.
Yes.
Ready? Justin, go.
Okay, when Civil War came out, it was also the same year Batman vs Superman came out, and let's just say this movie proved everything that movie failed at doing that exact same year by introducing a brand new character into the continuity. Better. Finding out a reason for them to both fight, that makes sense. And finding a way to combine a bunch of characters and a bunch of fight scenes in a sequence that doesn't feel like I'm just watching a weird video game. Also,
Stop.
There we go, we're done.
It's only 30 seconds.
Yep. Ready, Joe?
Yep.
Go.
This isn't Batman versus Superman against Civil War. This is Avengers: Age of Ultron against Civil War. So the first thing I want to bring up about Avengers: Age of Ultron, all of you may have seen it and thought, you know what? It's not as good as the first Avengers movies. No, you're wrong. It's better. And here's the reason why. Because everything that's happening in Avengers: Age of Ultron right now is going to be played out in Endgame. Let's look at all the flashbacks. First of all, we have the Black Widow flashback, which takes place in the past. The Black Widow movie is going to take place in the past. We had Thor Ragnarok, which is already a movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We had Tony Stark's vision.
Time. All right, everyone who thinks Justin argued the best, raise your hand.
We're voting for who argued the best.
Yes.
We should get a second round. 30 seconds is too quick.
30 seconds is enough. You want a second round? All right, we'll have a rebuttal round.
All right.
All right, you ready?
All right.
Never gonna end, Jimmy.
30 more seconds.
Okay, shoot. Okay.
Rebuttal, ready?
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Who's ready for the rebuttal? Okay. So. I can do this. Yeah. Everything's screwed up now. It's a fun movie. Listen.
Throw him off his game.
No. Things happen. It's a lot, but you know what? Action's good. Screw it. Let's do it. Spider-Man's great. Spider-Man's great. There.
Time.
Ready?
Ready? Go
Damn.
ahead.
Damn.
Iron Man ends up in space. Captain America goes back in the past, which I expect is going to happen in Endgame. Every Avenger has their moment, and I think it ties so hard into Endgame so much. Also, Civil War, if you watch it just in that movie, it doesn't make any fucking sense. No. You have to watch 4 other movies to understand it. If you just watch that one movie alone, you're not going to get it. With Avengers: Age of Ultron, Age of Ultron, you can watch that movie by itself and still understand it.
All right, and stop. I'm going to overrule the crowd because, Justin, I'm sorry you
It's
lost
fine.
everyone
No, that second
with the
half,
lack of a
yeah,
rebuttal.
no, I got
and he is
nothing.
right. There's a lot of plot points that are going to play from Avengers: Age of Ultron
Sure.
into Avengers
Endgame.
Endgame. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's go.
I'm sorry. So moving up the brackets, Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Wow.
Smack Talker Skywalker holding on to that mic saber in the
It
house.
was, but
Just want to say this is only based on the arguments Joe gave
Yeah.
and not on the actual quality of Avengers Age of Ultron.
I want to point out that Joe just finished his previous thoughts and not added to the thoughts like I have.
Oh.
That's what
All right,
I'm going to say.
You picked the
I
next
pretty much
person.
got overtime in
I
my
gotta pick
way.
somebody.
All right,
Okay.
so now we're going Ant-Man versus Spider-Man Homecoming. Pick the person and the movie. Assign them the movie.
Wait, shouldn't I should choose first.
Yeah,
Fine, go ahead.
that's fair. That's fair.
Johnny Parker, get on up here for Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, all right.
If anybody's gonna defend it, it's gonna be Johnny.
Last name Parker. All right, Justin, who's going to take Ant-Man? Pick anyone here.
Josh.
Whoa!
Do Ant-Man.
Do him. Come take a seat, gentlemen.
Thought I was wearing green for a second.
It's really good.
6 seconds.
All right. Oh, wait, let me get the clock. I'm like, what are you watching? You have to get yourself revved up. All right.
No, I do not. No, do not. Who's going first?
Who is going
Rock,
first?
paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock, paper, scissors. One
you,
time.
you can take it.
No, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No, we're good.
I'm good. I'm good.
Go right ahead.
Oh, the one's on top. Okay, who has Ant-Man? You have Ant-Man.
I've got it, man.
Ready?
All right.
30 seconds on the clock. Ready?
Yep.
Go.
All right. Well, first of all, it's just a better movie. It's Paul Rudd.
That's a good argument.
I mean, listen, you have Paul Rudd, who was in Clueless.
Oh, wow.
You know, he has
And then
a
what do you
body
do
of
after that?
work that is just so much bigger than anyone else that was in Spider-Man.
Like
yeah,
that-
sure.
like that
in,
season of
in
Friends.
Spider-Man, listen. There's no origin story in Spider-Man. In Ant-Man, you learn who Ant-Man is, you see who he is as a character, and you grow with him as he
And
gets from being.
time. All right, you
Did you say
ready?
anything?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
All right, peanut gallery. So I can hear the arguments. Ready, Johnny?
I was born ready.
All right, go. 30
First
seconds.
off, this movie did great things by rebuilding a franchise that was damn near killed by Sony. Just like Gwen Stacy died in that last Amazing Spider-Man movie,
Did it, though?
so did that franchise. Pretty much so that they had to restart it. Number 2, they didn't need an origin because guess what? Everyone was already familiar with the origin and everyone bought into it. 3, diversity. This cast had one of the most diverse casts in there. We got Zendaya in his piece, holding it down as Black Mary Jane, making dreams come true. Are
Yeah.
you serious right now?
Everyone
And
else was
we
white.
finally got a teenage Spider-Man that
That's
we've been
not
wanting to see on screen for
diversity.
years.
Everyone
the one
was
that made
white
everyone
except for
popular.
Zendaya.
And don't
And
forget
time.
Not true, Ned.
Black brings us tear 'em apart, Johnny. All right, you ready for the rebuttal, Josh? What?
Just Peter.
All right, Josh's rebuttal. Ready? 30 seconds on the clock, go.
he lives in a box.
All right. So I may live in a box, but in that box, there is one thing that's true, and that is Ant-Man is
copy
a
of
better
Ant-Man
movie
DVD?
than Spider-Man. Spider-Man was an afterthought. The only reason he even has a movie is because Marvel made a deal with Sony to get the rights to him. He was added into the movie previously. Like, why was he even in Civil War? He had absolutely no purpose of being there. The only reason he was there was to introduce that movie. Ant-Man was thought out and processed from the beginning to the end. There was a purpose for him being there, and it showed.
And time. All right, Johnny, ready?
Thank you.
Okay, let's go.
Ready? Go.
First off, afterthought, fool, please, think about it. Spider-Man was in Avengers. Guess who was in Avengers? Ant-Man. Why? Because he wasn't needed there. Number 2, you got to remember as well, going back to
on
Spider-Man
house
Homecoming,
arrest.
and why was it a great movie? Guess what? Also held it down with Aunt May. Marissa Tomei as Aunt May, who held it down, and now has memes about it and everything like that. Super dope. Number
Oh,
3.
wow, she's got memes.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my
Oh my gosh!
God.
Number three.
Memes.
Number three. A great villain who's actually balanced. Because guess what? This is one of the first like Marvel villains that we got in a long time that was actually balanced in the Vulture, who held it down. Not only that, though, Spider-Man was so great. He appeared in Avengers,
Batman.
and when he died, people
Time.
cried.
Memes.
All right,
Names.
vote. Josh, anyone for Josh? We got 1 for Josh, 2 for Josh.
Dead to me.
Johnny.
Oh, I'm not voting for Johnny.
We can't have 2 too. Hello. Tony. Hello.
Voting for Johnny.
Johnny Dope Kicks. Daniel, what are you
It's already
doing?
3-2.
Johnny or Josh?
This vote goes to Johnny. He got it.
All right, Johnny Dope Kicks,
Fine.
Spider-Man.
I guess the memes win.
All right, Tatiana,
Go back
come
to your
moderate.
box. Go back to your box. What, do I get to choose?
Oh yeah, sorry. I keep forgetting that. Okay, Josh. Oh no, sorry, Johnny, because you won.
So who's gonna defend Captain Marvel?
You pick. Whichever movie to whichever person.
So
Captain
I'm gonna be
Marvel versus Thor
So I'm gonna be
Ragnarok.
strategic here, because I don't want that one to win.
Oh.
So I have to choose somebody
Racist.
who I don't think can. You be sexist? You fool!
No, I mean racist.
So for Captain Marvel, I choose the only other person who kind of doesn't like as much as me. I choose Shay.
Oh.
All right, Josh, who do you pick?
Daniel
For Thor
for
Ragnarok?
Thor Ragnarok.
All right.
All right, and I will moderate. All right.
You're a bastard.
So we're starting this. Shay's argument for Captain Marvel, starting in 3. Are you ready? Can you do this?
I don't know if I have anything good to say.
All right.
You have to dig it out of your soul.
Collect yourself, breathe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Jeez. Why did you have me do Captain Marvel?
Think of thoughts. Think of thoughts about the movie.
She's strong. She could fly. She shows up the last minute to save everybody. Let's see. Yeah. 30. Yeah, we're at 30 seconds. Okay.
Time. I want to go back and rewatch that movie now. Wow. Thank you for that, Shay. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead, 30 seconds.
It's a layup.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
All right.
Layup.
This is you
we're-
got this in the bag.
holding you
unless
up to the
unless
hoop
you
right
mess
here.
it up.
Don't worry.
Unless you mess
Holding
it
you
up.
up to the hoop right
Okay.
here.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
30 seconds to tell you why this movie is better than Captain Marvel according to him. I'm gonna burn this time a little bit. I am.
Oh my
I'm
God.
burning time a little
You're
bit.
just making it even the playing
No,
ground.
okay. It actually revolutionized the whole idea of what we got to see in the comic.
It was
industry
actually
for
funny.
Those films. I'm not finished. It was hilarious. We got a buddy cop film. We actually got a film where we saw Thor and Hulk both be tolerable versus the films that they were in before, which they were not in both of their individual films. That's my time, even before 30 seconds.
Yep. And yes,
I wonder
that
how
is
many
your
people are
time.
like getting mad at me in the chat.
Everyone's just really happy with Daniel right
Kick his
now.
butt, Daniel. Daniel,
right.
brother, what's up? Yeah. Woo, what is up, people? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Would you like to give a rebuttal?
I
at all?
can't rebuttal even.
Dude, I can rebuttal it. It's not hard. Come
Can
on,
you
man.
try? Can you try?
for it.
Give it for
Okay.
Brie Larson. Go.
Let's see here. Did we start?
Yeah, let's
Oh,
start.
okay. Let's see. Probably one of the strongest characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Probably. We all know Scarlet Witch is still the strongest character. Anyway, what
you
else?
just- Like Maria, come on, Rambo, like
Who?
Samuel L. Jackson, Young.
Oh, I fell asleep during that part. I'm sorry.
God. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Well,
there's a cat.
There's
a cat. The cat.
It's his time.
Time.
Beekman.
Thank you.
Beekman's
Thank
World.
you.
What's the cat's name?
Okay.
Beekman's World? What was it again? Did you say Beekman's World? All right, so.
There's nothing to rebut, but would you like to?
But I'll go ahead just in
Okay,
case.
30 seconds, just in case.
So also with that, we got to see what Taika Waititi was able to do with these films, and still was able to do something that was better than the Suicide Squad. When the Suicide Squad tried to, hey, we're gonna try to come back to you guys with music and blah blah yada yada, it still kept that whole feeling of what we got for the.
Thor Ragnarok already the winner.
Thor Ragnarok won. That's it. Just mark it out. We're good. I'm good.
All right.
Thank you, Thor
Okay.
Ragnarok.
I think. Are we gonna vote? Do we even need to vote? No. Thor Ragnarok won.
It's up your discretion.
Okay. I would like to see all the hands raised for Daniel. Thank
Wow,
you.
that
Thank you.
was slightly unanimous. Oh, wow, it's completely unanimous.
Yes.
And let's all see the hands that were raised for Shay. You know, funny.
Tony, just raise your hand for
You know what's
Shay.
funny? On camera, you guys just saw how many hands were raised for Shay right now.
Yeah,
No
it
one.
was no.
Because
no
Shay
hands.
didn't care.
No
Shay
hands.
didn't want.
Oh.
And because Shay did not care,
Yes.
I'm gonna say that Daniel's just gonna have to do both of them, or Daniel just won and I'll pick the other person.
Okay,
There you go,
okay, okay,
Daniel.
okay.
You're
Perfect.
not gonna pick
This will be
anybody.
interesting.
No,
Yes.
what's the next
This
one?
will be
It's
interesting.
Incredible
Hulk
Hulk, or Thor: Darkest World. So you pick someone for Incredible Hulk, and I'll pick someone for Thor: The Dark World.
Ed Norton's
Dark World?
Incredible Hulk, because I liked that film, even though everyone hated it. So I'm
didn't
gonna
mind
pick
it.
the person that I know will still try to fight for it, even if they didn't care for it. So
sounds like John.
Justin, bring it on
Oh,
down.
Justin.
Justin.
And you can pick
All
your
right,
boy.
Tony. Would you like to come argue for Thor: The Dark World? Yes.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
All right.
You know the hilarious part is,
What is the hilarious part?
Daniel, I legitimately like The Incredible Hulk.
Thank you.
That
So,
is hilarious.
Let's do this.
All right.
What is it? Dark World?
Yes, you're
Okay.
arguing Dark World. He's arguing Incredible
trying to
I
Hulk.
have to make sure I get something ready for the second round.
Oh, yeah, Dark Elves. Okay.
Yes, Dark Elves.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Justin, are you ready? Are you collected?
God, I hope I get
All
to
right.
this
Are you guys
second
ready
time.
for the battle of the worst films? See which is the second worst. Okay.
Okay.
Ready, steady, go.
Okay, I know it gets a lot of crap, but here's the truth of this movie. This is the first movie that actually really do the connective tissues, because Tony Stark does in fact show up in this movie. This is the first time we actually got a glimmer of any wide universe thing at all. It's within the same year as Iron Man Day came out. On top of that, listen, I can appreciate artistic elements of Ang Lee's Hulk, but let's not lie. Hulk smashes, and this movie does that way better than anything an Ang Lee movie did.
Time.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for that. Thank you for that, Justin. All right, Tony, are you ready for Thor: The Dark World?
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, Dark World actually begins the path of Thor towards actually becoming what he becomes in Thor Ragnarok, all right? We see the beginning redemption of Loki. We get to see him start to lose family members, his support system with the death of his mother. And more importantly, it's just better than the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk is so tonally different from the rest of the MCU. This is emo AF, okay? It's just Ed Norton staring out of a fucking window while it rains for literally an hour and 45 minutes. The last third act is nothing but a video game, and not a very good video game, right? It is
Time.
shit.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. Rebuttal.
I'm actually
All right,
ready
you're
this
ready.
time.
Okay, you are ready for the rebuttal.
I'm
1,
ready.
2, 3, go.
You know, Hulk is mostly a Nemo character, right? He's mostly really sad. I'm depressed because everything doesn't work out for me. That's the Hulk. That's literally what the character is. Every day he's a monster, and he's worried about the monster coming out. Also, hey, I get it's a little off-tone from the other movies, but we are talking about being literally the second movie in the series in that first year. And yeah, even I made a little knock about a video game thing about Batman v Superman. Hey, listen, Hulk does the thunderclap thing. I'm super happy about that with this movie, so I'm fine with it.
Okay. The only thing I would say is that just because the character is emo doesn't mean that I should give his movie a pass for being emo. But I guess that could have been your point. I will shut up.
So, Silver Age Hulk is emo, correct. But once you move past the 60s and 70s, he's no longer this man who's just terribly upset about the fact that he can't have sex, all right? He moves on from that, and he becomes what Mark Ruffalo becomes in the MCU, okay? And not only that, but it's such a terrible detour that the rest of the MCU is a total course correction from what went wrong in The Incredible Hulk, all right? And Thor Dark World at least fits within the MCU. Incredible Hulk does not whatsoever.
Time. I think I would like to commend you both. I think this has been the best debate so far.
All right.
I think you both had excellent points.
All right, thank you.
Both
I feel
sides had
better about this
excellent
one.
points. This is the first debate where I feel like both sides were evenly matched. So I would love to see what people thought. So who would like to raise their hands in favor of Justin's argument for The Incredible Hulk? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God!
Oh!
You always want to see Ed Norton bang Liv Tyler. That is disgusting. That is horrible. Nobody wants to see that, but everybody else in this
I will say
room.
the chat was rooting you on.
Thank
Tony.
you,
Yeah,
guys.
there you go.
Thank you.
All right, so the point goes to Incredible Hulk.
Not if she's having to dry hump Ed Norton.
But it was
I wish
well
I did it
fought.
for Civil War. I'm sorry,
Well
Tony.
fought, good sir and
There we
lady.
go.
I appreciate
All
yes.
right. Would you like to choose who is coming up to debate Avengers Infinity War?
Okay. Let's see here. Joe! Joe!
All right. And would you like to choose who is going to debate Winter Soldier and then become the next moderator? Yeah, exactly. Become the next moderator.
Tony's pissed.
No, I'm thinking. I'm not.
I have a few good points, but this is hard. This is a hard one.
Why? Infinity War is
Because
bad.
Goldman.
But he's arguing Infinity War. All right,
pass over.
Goldman
I want
for Winter
Goldman.
Soldier.
I did.
And
Winter Soldier. Do not fuck this up. I'm giving
Right?
you a layup. All right.
Here you go, Tony.
Thank you.
Those movies are good though.
Exactly.
This is Josh.
But one is
just
a teensy bit better.
There we go.
Josh is in the hoop. Somehow the ball's gonna come out.
Okay.
What she
How are we deciding who goes first?
The one on top, basically.
Okay.
Start with.
Joseph, ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, go.
How do you juggle 33 superheroes in one movie? You give it to the Russo brothers. This is an amazing movie where it makes you step into a movie and it feels like you're turning a page of a comic book. It handles all 33 characters with extreme respect, and you get to touch each and every one of their journeys, their personal journeys. Now, I will agree Captain America is underserved, but that's mainly because he's such a big part of every other movie. And it gives everybody a specific storyline, and it makes you actually care for the villain at the end of the movie. And it also makes you care about the stakes that are going to be set up for the next movie.
Time.
Boom.
Okay. You ready?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
Gosh, don't let everyone down.
It's Passover. Show it for your people. Here we go. All right, and 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so we just heard about how The Incredible Hulk was a different tone than the other Marvel movies, but Captain America: The Winter Soldier is a completely different movie than anything else in the MCU. It stands above everything else because it's an espionage thriller. It is so much different than everything else that we got before. It's not formulaic like all the other movies, or even Infinity War. Yeah, sure, there were 33 people in it, but you could see where each and everything was going. With Captain America, it took you in different directions. You weren't sure exactly what was going on, when it was going on.
Time. Okay.
Good points.
All right, here we go. Rebuttal round. Joseph, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go.
His movie's called Captain America: Winter Soldier, where the Winter Soldier's not even the main villain of the movie. First of all, Avengers: Infinity War is all about the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Stones, which play a big part in every MCU movie that makes a difference, except Captain America: Winter Soldier. Now, I will give you credit. Captain America: Winter Soldier has it is a different tone. However, you're really juggling 4 main characters. With Infinity War, you're juggling 33 main characters. If you want to count Thanos, 34, and even his minions, that's like 38. So that, I think, is a better executed movie, and
Time.
it leaves off on a cliffhanger.
All right, Goldman, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, sure. The Winter Soldier wasn't even the biggest character in the movie, but it's because he was a MacGuffin. Like, he was there to set up everything else that was going on in the film. So he didn't actually need to be the main villain. He just needed to be the catalyst for everything that was happening, which he was. And like you said, Infinity War was juggling 34, 35 different characters. It was a little overcrowded. There were so many people there. It did it well, but with Captain America, Winter Soldier, not Civil War. Winter Soldier did a great
Time.
job.
Good job. May the best movie win.
I mean,
Forgot to mention the meme.
both memes.
Okay.
There were
Here we go.
memes.
All right.
Tony, what are you doing?
Okay.
And you can override votes.
Can I? Shit.
But that's based on argument.
Okay, based on argument. Okay, here we go.
Both good movies.
They're both good.
If you're in favor of Joshua and his pick and his arguments for Winter Soldier, raise your hand.
Man, this is hard.
I go Winter Soldier.
Okay. If you're in favor of Joe and his arguments for Infinity War, raise your hand.
Just by a
Nice shoes, though.
argument. Nice.
Put your hand up, Jezzer. Reach some. Hey, touch some fucking sky, bro.
You're voting for Infinity War.
Touch some sky.
Okay.
He deserved to win. He deserved
I
it.
did- yeah.
Good game. Good game.
In all honesty,
game.
I would vote for Winter Soldier too. It is a better
I
movie.
would too, but no, honestly, the only thing that makes me pick him over you is just because you double tapped on the 33 main character argument. That's the only reason why.
Migdalia, touch some sky for me. I'll remember that.
But I liked both of this. This was probably my favorite so far. So yeah, good job, guys. Yeah.
All right. So
Fuck
what
yeah.
are we choosing?
All right. Who won? You get to. All right. So then now you get to pick who's going to fight for
Between
either
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
or Iron Man 2. Who picked this shit? Honestly.
Yeah, that's a
I
good
mean,
question.
whoever picked it is a genius.
I'm sure.
I feel like this next one's a
For sure.
layup though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Ant-Man. Is Jezzer able to come up?
He is.
All right, Jezzer's going to do Ant-Man and the Wasp.
All right, take this one.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Migdalia.
Oh, no!
Am I still here? Am I still here? Okay. Here we go.
Hey Josh, there's PNGs that are
No,
hidden. You
I can do that. I can do that.
I wasn't ready.
She wasn't ready. No, she wasn't
Someone's
ready.
phone is
I
ringing.
wasn't ready.
Okay. Do you care who goes first?
No.
She can go first.
No, you can go first.
All right, Jessica can go first. All right, here we go. All right, you ready? You got it? All right, here we go. On a 1, 2, 3, begin.
Ant-Man and the Wasp is just a fun movie, and it will tie in definitely to Endgame.
It will?
It will.
Did you write the script?
It will tie definitely into Endgame. We're gonna explore the quantum realm. We got to see Michelle Pfeiffer come back. Shut up. And also, it's just Michael Pena he's like a national treasure. He's so funny. He should do recaps for all movies, every single MCU movie ever. And I think that Paul Rudd he's hilarious. He's perfect.
Time. Okay. All right, Medalia. Okay, here we go.
Damn it,
All
Josh.
right.
All right, let's do it.
Magdalia, here we go. 1, 2, 3, begin.
This is the movie that introduced us to Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson at her finest. We had Justin Hammer, played by Sam Rockwell. Come on, that's like the funniest little side character there that we have. I mean, it wasn't a retread of the first Iron Man, but come on, it's Iron Man. We were introduced to how he could put on his suit differently with the suitcase and... Huh? I don't. That's not a good argument for anything. That's what I said.
Time.
And time.
Okay. All right. Rebuttal round for
No, shut up.
for spicy cookie. Cookie spice.
Rebuttal.
Cookie spice. Cookie spice.
Cookie
All right,
spice.
can I start?
Yes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, begin.
There's one thing that I didn't explain in the first one is that it's not just called Ant-Man, it's called Ant-Man and the Wasp. And the Wasp was great. She is probably, I think she's way better than Scarlett Johansson. I was gonna say Scarlet Witch. She's just like, honestly, she stole the show. Like Paul Rudd was like the comedic timing, but she was the leader. She is the one that took charge of everything. That fight scene in the kitchen was amazing, where she's going in and out.
Time.
So good, Jesse. So talented.
Are you ready? You ready?
We got a super
Ready? No, we're
We're gonna wait on the super chat. I'm sorry, but Tusi, but yeah, we're gonna wait on this. Hang on. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, begin.
You want to talk about fight scenes? Let's talk about the hallway scene in Iron Man 2 when Scarlett Johansson just whooped that ass. And that's why she paved the way for the Wasp to come in like 10 movies later, okay? Without Black Widow working out, we wouldn't get the Wasp. I'm going to tell you that right now. Also, Paul Rudd, Michael Pena, they were all in the first movie. They're not really amping up. Quantum Realm's been mentioned in 10 other movies. That's what they like to use. Quantum. It didn't really further the story anymore. Ant-Man and the Wasp, forgettable. Tell me one scene you remember from there.
Time.
What the meme?
You mean one movie? What 10 movies? What 10 movies are you talking about?
Okay. Here we go. If you are going to vote for Jezer and his arguments for Ant-Man and the Wasp,
You will die if
Raise-
you vote for
Going
Justin.
to the
raise
quantum
your
realm
hand
now.
if you're going to vote for Jezer.
I will kill you.
Quantum
I will kill you. You guys are sexist.
Going to the quantum
Wait, how
realm.
many was that?
If you're going to vote for Magdalia and her arguments for Iron Man 2,
Touch the sky.
You can't do that.
you didn't
You
even
had to
vote.
vote for someone.
You had to vote for me.
No, we didn't.
Wow.
You all will die.
Wait, come back.
Ant-Man and the Wasp was not better than Iron Man 2.
Okay.
Black Panther versus Iron Man.
Wait.
All right, we have super chat.
We have a super chat.
Shut up.
We have a super chat, and they've already selected for our next round.
Oh, we got an override.
So they're gonna pick Johnny for Iron Man
Ooh.
and Justin for Black Panther.
That's interesting.
Who did that?
Swerve!
Who's not ready now? Come back to mine. All right.
Whoa!
Swerve!
I thought it was going to be you for Black Panther.
All right.
I'm just gonna sit here and call people racist this entire time. I know I'm not wearing a shirt.
Points detracted for racism.
Whoever's arguing for Iron Man, you're
Who
racist.
did this to me?
Automatically.
I can't do this.
Who are you going? All right, Iron Man, Black Panther.
Did you say it? Did you do it wrong?
No, that's when we got super chat. Super chat, you can override.
What?
Oh, Blackwing actually voted for me to argue for Black Panther.
You
I'm
should have
sorry.
super chat.
Killmonger, bam, Black Panther, win. Angela Bassett. Boom. Okay, all right. Who wants to go first?
Which one is on top?
That's what she said. Black Panther. All right, Justin, ready?
Okay.
You ready?
Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Once you start talking.
Okay. The movie was nominated for Best Picture. The movie won many awards at the Academy Awards.
He's got another point.
I mean, the score won.
The score did win.
Oh, the score didn't win. The score did win. The score did win.
Costume design.
Costume design won. It's an Academy Award-winning film.
Is this the argument you have? Movie
It's
critic?
great.
Strong villain.
Because a lot of
Strong
people, including
Time.
the villain, damn, I got round 2.
Film critic Justin over here. Okay.
How is that
Are you
bullshit?
okay?
I'm defending the film. What are you talking about?
All right.
Like, it
Johnny.
won awards. Like,
That's
Iron
like
Man
your
won
rebuttal
nothing.
argument. You didn't even start off with the good points.
I want to apologize to the black delegation for what I'm about to do.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
There you go.
Okay.
You're getting traded.
All right.
What he's gonna
Start
do.
talking.
Oh, okay. It wasn't nominated for an Academy Award, but it did. But here's the thing, though. Honestly, you don't get Black Panther without Iron Man. Iron Man is the foundation of the entire MCU. The thing about it is, if that movie's not a success, we don't get anything else. We don't get Avengers. We don't get all the great things we have. Honestly, it's kind of like the forefathers of everything else. It's like comparing again, like George Washington to Bill Clinton. While Bill Clinton was a dope black president, the thing about it is, though, is that George Washington was the first, and guess what? He established democracy, established all these great things. In Iron Man, they established the tone of the MCU that was made it different from the DC cinematic universe, in that it was hilarious, told great stories, and it was
Time.
All right. Cool.
All right, rebuttal Justin.
There we go. Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Go.
The movie did one of the most surprising things to me in terms of representation, like of African American culture and African culture, and the fact that Killmonger is one of the most complex villains that any superhero movie that came out in the last decade.
That's a good point.
And really, just it surprised us because I'm sure many folks didn't realize like that's the angle, and it questioned what he thought was right and wrong in the narrative of the film and the rest of the MCU.
Yeah.
There we go.
Allegory.
Also, hey, Shuri's awesome.
And Michael B. Jordan.
Strong female
All
lead.
right. He's done. You ready for your rebuttal?
Nope.
Johnny, Iron Man is not that bad. It's not
Black
that
Panther's
much
not
worse than
good,
Black
though.
Panther.
Black Panther's not good, though.
Iron Man is as good.
Look, I need to go to my parents' house for
Man
barbecues.
is super
I cannot
good.
go to the
Come on.
barbecue badmouthing this movie.
You don't have to badmouth it. You just have to defend Iron Man. You just have to make the points of why it's better. You don't have to diss Black Panther for it.
Fine.
All right, ready?
Sure.
Okay, go.
Iron Man was a film. The thing about it was, though, is that if you look at it, the fact of the matter is, though, is that every other movie that came next built up of Iron Man. It's pretty much copying it. It, again, is like the setup, and everything else is pretty much Kinko's copying that. In addition to that, though, while I love Black Panther's amazing, rhinos. Those rhinos did not fit there at all. That third act structure had a lot of problems in it. It didn't really bring it home. In fact, in a lot of ways, the third act of Black Panther actually copied the third act of Iron Man, and pretty much a lot of those Marvel movies did. But Iron Man did it first and actually did it better. In addition to that, though, Robert Downey Jr. has established himself as a strong lead.
Time.
Boom.
All
I don't even
right.
agree to that about the third act. Yeah.
For Justin, please raise your hand in the peanut gallery. We only have one for Black Panther. 3.
Because I'm still going to the barbecue, that's why.
All right, Johnny. Argument for Iron Man. 1, 2, 3. We got a tie. We can't have a tie. Hello, you have to make a commitment. We have a tie.
Black Panther, but I can't. Justin's argument.
That's fair. That's fair.
I can.
So which one is it?
Jess is still in the back.
You guys are still in the back.
You,
Who do we vote for? Iron Man or Black Panther?
Tatiana still.
Iron Man.
You
Iron
still
Man.
have to vote.
Fine.
Iron Man. Yeah.
All right, Iron Man moves on.
There you go.
You guys are racist. All right.
I can't go home. I can't go home. I can't go see Auntie now. I feel like Michael B. Jordan. I have to find my way back in now. Oh my God.
For the battle between Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy, who is your challenger?
Which
and
Avengers?
the
The first
movie?
Avengers?
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Give me Tony Sanchez.
For which movie?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh.
Also, bury me in the ocean.
Avengers. Justin, bring the challenger.
Okay.
O'Shea?
No.
We don't want to live through that again.
No. Tatiana, get over here.
Oh, back to ladies' night. Hey, I love this.
Oh God.
All right.
So you got Avengers.
I
got
I should have
Guardians.
Avengers. I should
on
have
the bright
Avengers.
side, I get to start with Avengers.
Super chat.
Oh, this is for the next one.
Oh, for the
Okay.
next round. Oh, there's gonna be another round after this.
Yes, there's another
Holy
round.
mother of God. Okay.
We are fighting
All right,
so
that
much.
Sue fella, we got you on that one. We'll bring those two for those movies. All right, but for Avengers versus Guardians of the Galaxy, which one of you ladies want to go first?
I will take Avengers first.
Okay, you ready?
I will be ready now.
And go.
Avengers is the first time that we get to see a big team up in the MCU. We get to see all the different connections between the characters that have then created iconic relationships that we have debated and gotten excited over for years since then. Obviously, it's the inception of what is now culminating with Avengers Endgame. If it hadn't been for how well they set up that first team up, we wouldn't be as heartbroken now to see some of those go away. It also gave us some great moments with the Hulk. And it also was how...
Time.
Okay.
All right, Tony, you ready? Let me know when you're ready.
Hang on.
Is there a kid in the
Yes,
background?
there is a child in our midst. There is a child in our midst. Blessed be the children.
Yeah, it's just
We're
Shazzer.
allowed to be in charge of children. Check
Yeah.
that shit out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think about her arguments. Think about how you want to enhance your arguments. Guardians, the next ensemble film.
All right. Just don't give her arguments.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got too excited.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
ready? Go.
Avengers works as a season finale for the first season of the MCU. Guardians of the Galaxy, however, is actually the first movie to really push as far as what kind of genres we can actually work, that can actually work within the MCU. In fact, I think it's probably the most successful Star Wars film ever. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It introduced a whole, not just one or two characters that actually mattered, but an entire team. And not only an entire team, but an entire portion of the galaxy that we had never seen before.
Space, the final frontier. Johnny's a big fan of space. If you want to send him any swag or presents.
You like shoes too.
Expensive shoes.
Lots of shoes.
All right.
Where are my fours?
You got your rebuttal?
Sure.
Where am I? No. Blue ones.
You ready to listen to her rebuttal?
Yes.
She's going to tell you how ridiculous your argument
Oh,
is.
God.
You ready?
For it. Let's go.
And go.
I agree with what you said about Guardians, but we wouldn't have been able to have the opportunity to incorporate those new characters and that new dimension if Avengers had not been as successful as it was. Like, it is what really made the MCU into a phenomenon. It made like $1 billion. And it helped jettison all different kinds of new avenues for the MCU. And it was when we first started putting in all the different seeds for the different directions that we would go. Also, it gave us some, like I was saying, like, you said,
Time.
oh, just kidding. I was not saying anything. I will never going to say this line.
She's never going
I'm never going to say that
to
sentence.
be able to get that out.
What about the memes?
What about the memes? You guys have to have a meme
about the
argument.
Exactly. We have to debate which one
Yes.
birthed more memes.
Who has the most
Okay.
memes?
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Here we go.
Go.
Avengers is a great culmination of the first phase. I'll admit that. I effing love it. However, that's all it is. It's a culmination. It's not actually doing anything new. It's just reaching a conclusion. Whereas Guardians of the Galaxy is doing something completely new. Not to mention the fact that we are actually caring about a tiny little gun-toting raccoon and a full-grown tree. We are caring about those kind of characters. We live in a world where Gladys at the office now knows who Groot is, and this is the movie that actually managed to accomplish that.
Time. Gladys at the office.
Gladys.
All right.
Yes, do it for Gladys.
All the votes for Tatiana. Please raise your hands. No.
Tatiana and Avengers. Oh, thank
Sons
you,
of bitches.
Justin.
Really? Just one for Avengers.
Whatever.
The movie that started it all, really. All right. And all the votes for Tony. Please raise your hand.
It's this generation's
I love you.
I feel dirty. I watched Avengers 9 times in the theaters. It is perfect.
All right, moving
It
to the
is
moderator.
beautiful.
Wait,
Alan
first.
Silvestri does
that's
not
right.
get enough credit for Avengers, okay? It is perfectly paced. We owe a great
she's
debt to fucking
continuing.
Joss Whedon, all right? I love the Avengers. I feel dirty about what I just did.
All right, our next two films might be easy, might be not. It's whoever gets the Ant-Man and the Wasp. Captain America: Winter Soldier versus Ant-Man and the Wasp. Tony.
Oh, is that the way we're going?
Oh, we're going this side?
Oh, you want to go back to the
Left side.
Okay, Avengers: Age of Ultron versus Spider-Man: Homecoming. Tony,
Thank
pick
you,
the
Blackwing,
challenger
for being
and
correct.
assign him the film. But yeah, but that's
for
later.
another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The super chat will be Joe
For Thor Ragnarok.
for Thor Ragnarok and Daniel for Hulk. So that is preset. We
Oh
lost,
shit!
We
I
lost
can't,
visual.
wait,
Yeah,
so I can't
visual.
pick either one of those two?
I mean, yeah, I guess
You
not.
can.
Or we could just do them first. We could start with that corner and go up.
No,
right?
we're not doing
No?
that.
All right.
We're not getting crazy. Yeah, you can't pick them.
No,
Why do we-
I was gonna pick Joe. Can I pick?
I
can he
guess
double?
so. Everybody went already, right?
All right, I'm gonna pick Joe for Spider-Man because
Okay.
I can't fucking allow old as
And what
sexy
was-
as the sex robot is. I can't allow that.
sexy as
to
the
And what was
sex
the other
robot
one?
is.
Age of okay. Age of Ultron.
Okay. So,
All right.
oh, you picked him for Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So for Age of Ultron, Keith?
He's not a cast member.
It's not a
Oh,
cast
well
member.
then, why did you betray me like this? All right. No.
Oh, nobody
I'm
wants
not
to hear.
picking Shay.
Pick Shay, because I want to hear Joe like Tarantino.
Although true, like, do we think that Age of Ultron even stands a chance?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, Daniel, come here.
Really? They're gonna go twice in a row?
Oh no, that's right. Daniel can't come here. Go away. Justin's gone like 300 times.
True.
Desert.
All right, Jezzer, you want to come up?
Ah.
I see you getting up.
I get to produce.
Oh, I guess I'm doing the.
What do these buttons do?
Damn it.
Use your phone. I want to take a picture.
Oh, okay. I can't believe I have to use my own phone for this. Wow.
I have some good arguments. I expected to defend Avengers, not Spider-Man, but this is me.
Well, you are going to be defending Spider-Man, and you get to go first. Avengers: Age of Ultron. Are you ready? Do you have your argument?
Fuck, no.
No. You want to think about it? Think about
You're
it.
wearing the jacket. You're wearing the jacket.
Oh, no,
You
this
can do
isn't
it.
a jacket from...
Well, it's Avengers.
Oh, okay.
All right, ready, steady, and go.
This film was interesting because we got to see a different side of Tony Stark. He kind of let the power and technology kind of get into his head, and he created probably the best Marvel villain in the universe, Ultron. Yeah. No.
You can't have babies. He's got 5 more seconds. Go.
Scarlet Witch Quicksilver.
Yeah, no.
Okay, time. Thank you for your input. Okay, think about your rebuttal now.
I don't even know how to.
Okay, are you ready? And go.
Speaking about a different side of Tony Stark, this is the time we get to see Tony Stark play a fatherly figure, a.k.a. the Uncle Ben figure, where he actually tells Parker, if you're not worthy of the suit, you shouldn't have it. I think this is starting to develop characters not just in the Spider-Man universe, but also the Iron Man universe as well. Also, hi, Princess.
Speaking of being a father
Also,
figure.
This is also the first time we get to see Iron Man outside of the Avengers movie and his own movie and the Incredible Hulk. But he
Time.
all right.
Thank you for that. All right. Do you have more points now?
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay. All right. And
The farm scene.
go.
This is the movie where we see Tony Stark kind of contemplate everything. We see the effects of the first Avengers film and what that has done to him, and he's visualizing that he could possibly not be the best leader for this team, and that especially since he is the one that has created this conflict that they're going up against. I think this film will play very heavily into Endgame, and the team is going to go back to this era and try to fix things that they messed up.
Time. Nice, though. Nice. All right. Go.
This is one of the only Marvel movies that picks up after 2 movies that previously ended. It starts off right after the Civil War, but it also is a follow-up to Avengers when we see the villain have to clean up with his damage control, which is a type Marvel reference there. Damage control cleaning up after the original Avengers movie. So when it comes to do it, yeah, it does affect the timelines a little bit, but that's why Endgame's coming out, because it can fix everything. So it also introduces characters and gives Spider-Man relevancy, because let's be honest, Peter Parker as a photographer right now doesn't work.
You forgot the memes.
And the memes.
Everyone's forgotten the memes. The memes have no respect. Okay. Who would like to vote for Avengers Age of Ultron, Jezzer's argument? Oh, wow. I cannot believe that Jezzer's Age of Ultron argument got more votes than my Avengers argument. Please. Okay, you can vote. I respect you.
In fairness to Jezzer, Age of Ultron ages really well, no pun intended, because it does set up so much more that's going to happen.
All right, so 2 votes for him. How about for Joe's argument of Spider-Man Homecoming? No votes. Okay. Well. Okay, sorry. 2. Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming and Joe.
I got 4.
Hey, Josh.
All right.
Josh,
5.
pick the
All right.
For Age of Ultron over Spider-Man Homecoming?
All right. Joe is the winner, and he gets to vote for himself
To be
Thor Ragnarok. And then Daniel's coming on to do the Hulk.
Daniel,
Thank you for your time. Daniel? Daniel hiding. Daniel is being the replacement father figure.
Come here. You want to be on this?
Oh, you want to help him debate? She does not. She does not want to do that. What's on your shirt, Johnny?
That's a cool design.
That's cool. Twilight. Okay. So, the argument that's set before you
I had to sit here and think.
is Thor Ragnarok and The Incredible Hulk.
Hey, I was
Okay.
a fan of this film, so
So I am excited to see Joe start us off. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go.
I can really take my time with this because there's not a lot he's going to be able to say. Fact is this, Thor Ragnarok is one of the funniest Marvel movies that has ever come out. It has a great Stan Lee cameo, but even the fight scene between Thor and the Hulk is epic. And let's not forget, Tessa Thompson is a great Valkyrie. We get to see Asgard in its full capacity, and Karl Urban is amazing in this movie. Amazingly underrated as well.
That's true.
And
I forgot.
also, let's give a shout out to Matt. Oh yeah, Matt Damon, the cameo.
Time. And that was a great cameo.
Good cameo.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready to hit us with why Incredible Hulk is so incredible? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
it's a gloomy movie or emo movie that treats its hero like a universal monster instead of the quippy recluse that we're used to or that we expect. So it actually gives that character some gravitas. Second, it's also a film that addresses many of the Marvel major points of contention that critics of the MCU currently have concerning some of the films. It's connected to other Marvel movies in a meaningful story-driven way instead of being, and also very self-contained. It's a film that actually does connect
Time.
things. Dang.
I love that you wrote down your
I had to sit there and really think about how I could really do it.
You
I had
were
my
like,
point.
how
did.
can
I
I
was
say
about this
something
movie.
good about this movie?
No, because I love it, but I had to make sure I had fighting against this guy.
That's true. They did have the super chat advantage. She's right. Okay, are you ready for your rebuttal?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. I can't do fingers. Go.
I'm going to take a different approach to
I was
this.
like-
That sounded very weird. I'm going to take a different approach to this and not prop up Ragnarok. I'm going to tear down Incredible Hulk. Now, here's the thing. The Incredible
playing
Hulk
dirty.
is one of the worst Marvel movies. The CG is fucking terrible. It literally looks like the old school CG movies that we got way back when these movies first started.
Still better than Iron Man.
Then, also, the story is terrible. Look, we had Tim Blake Nelson, and he played the leader. He's like this over-the-top guy. He's like, oh, I want
No.
We
said
he was a
Incredible-
stupid
no,
idiot.
Time.
You're thinking of the wrong film. We're talking about Incredible Hulk with Ed Norton.
That's what I'm saying. That was that movie. Tim Blake Nelson was
All
the
right.
leader.
Are you
No.
ready to
Yes,
tear
he
down?
was.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Are you ready to tear down Thor Ragnarok? Just kidding. Please continue. All right.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Or you can be whatever argument you want to make it.
all right.
All right. 2, 3, 2, 1, go.
Without Fury showing up in this film, we wouldn't have had him show up in any of the others. I know that was an argument that was said earlier, but the truth of the matter is, the Avengers Initiative was brought there. It could have been brought on Iron Man 1, but they chose not to. He actually showed up at the end of that film, and that's where he shows up and mentions the Avengers Initiative, and it brings those films together still.
It doesn't have a
MCU
post-credit
wouldn't
scene.
be there if it wasn't for that.
Okay. All right.
Nothing you said was actually
See from Ultimates, that's true.
All right.
Tony Stark.
In fact, there are no black people in that movie.
Blackwing said half of a good thing. He said Incredible Hulk is not that bad.
The
And then he
dad
stopped
from
talking.
Modern Family is Doc fucking Samson.
Okay. So who would like to vote?
Yes.
Who would like to
No,
vote?
that's the Ang Lee movie.
No,
Oh my
it is
God.
the Ed Norton movie. Trust me.
Which one
the
is
dad
which?
from Modern Family is Doc Samson.
Oh, okay. I guess that's true.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thor Ragnarok. Who's voting? That's what we're doing, right? Yeah. For Joe's Thor Ragnarok. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 5. Who is voting for Daniel's Incredible Hulk? 1, 2. It was well thought out.
That was a couple of good arguments.
He
We did have a good argument.
He did his best.
Like it's
Yes, it is. Actually, you need to look it up.
I vote for everything black.
When you're at that,
So you're like Nick Fury.
Yeah, well,
Hand raised.
you made Black Panther lose, bro.
Oh, well, cool.
Well, Joe is the winner. So Joe may choose Captain America's.
All right, so I personally, at this point now, I want to see,
Tony, right?
I want to see Winter Soldier.
Return.
I want to see Winter Soldier take this all the way. So I
moderate.
think Tony is going to be.
Oh, just kidding.
Argue,
Tony is going to
actually.
argue. Okay, I will continue to argue it.
If she's
Moderate.
all right. Is she moderating?
I will moderate
No,
if she
she'll-
argues.
So I think Tony has a good shot of winning Winter Soldier.
All right. Who would you
then
like
what am I picking for
to
what?
defend Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Jesus.
Shoot. It's
Against-
only the best Marvel movie out there.
Against what?
Against Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Josh Goldman. Johnny Parker.
Johnny's got the best argument.
If I know I'm gonna pick that can't actually argue it, I know that's not fair to do this again to this person. But in fact, I'll choose something else because I think someone has the heart to do it. Someone else. I think someone does have the heart to do it. It's gonna be McDowell.
Miggy spicy. Miggy spicy. Miggy spicy.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Nice.
So you can talk about how she wouldn't have done nothing if it wasn't for Black Widow.
No, I don't
There goes our
remember
screen again.
Ant-Man and the
There
Wasp.
goes our screen
How
again.
am I supposed to see myself?
Exactly,
I
right?
know, I have to see myself to
Yes,
fix my
seriously.
hair
I don't
between
trust.
arguments.
Fix your hair in between.
No. Okay.
One
got
small
Miggy
step for
saying
womankind.
Dan.
Yeah. Bringing Shay for this one. We can't have Shay argue all the female films.
Oh my
please.
goodness.
Maybe the next
Oh,
one.
hi, it's my favorite person. Hi,
Hi.
I love her.
She is great.
She's fantastic.
Daniel did one thing.
How does this happen?
The shade. This
All
is
right.
the shadiest night
The shadiest
in a while. Starting with Nagami.
All right. So, are we ready?
Who goes first?
This is Captain America Winter Soldier. This is Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's staunchest defender.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
are you ready with your arguments?
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, go.
I've only seen 2 movies back to back, and I mean like literally one showing to the next showing. And this was the first movie. I went into a 7 o'clock showing, finished by 9:30, turned around and went to the 10 o'clock showing because I was just so hyped from this movie.
She got money
it
like
was an
that.
I do, and I will spend it on Winter Soldier because it was amazing. It was fantastic. It completely opened my eyes to what an MCU movie could be. I saw the audience react to it in a way that I've never seen the mass audience react to a comic book movie before.
Time. Thank you for that anecdote. It was very refreshing.
Yes.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. And 1, 2, 3, go.
All anybody was ever asking for was to see the Wasp in an Ant-Man movie. The Wasp. Where's the Wasp? Let me see the Wasp. Michael Douglas, Paul Rudd, Michael Pena. This is one of the most highly anticipated sequels in all of the MCU fleets. Okay? Also, hello, Winter Soldier, all about political climates, whatever, bullshit. Very dark. People want some longevity in their films. They don't want reality in their films. So let's talk about quantum realms and blah, blah, blah. And
Time. Thank you.
For
that.
Were you actually saying nice things about it?
Ant-Man and the Wasp?
She was
Yeah.
saying things.
I
She
got
was saying
arguments.
things
I
about
got
it.
arguments for days.
At a
Okay.
certain point, I was like, is she talking shit about her own movie?
It's a little bit of shade. A little bit of shade.
I was
Alright.
no, I wasn't shading
I
it?
was
I wasn't being sarcastic.
If you were to play your previous argument
I'm fresh
and
out of
then play
Jersey right
this
now,
argument
so
back to back,
I'm sorry.
it would be like
Attitudes might be mixed right now.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
1, 2, 3, rebuttal.
Ant-Man and the Wasp unfortunately suffers from the fact that it comes after Infinity War. It was nothing but a palate cleanser. It was nothing but to say, hey, where did Ant-Man go? Oh, by the way, he was doing this. It doesn't really play into actually anything that happened in Infinity War, but this is what happened. And by the way, we're also going to introduce this really amazing villain that, when you think about her, it makes no sense why she hasn't been part of the MCU from the beginning, because she's part of S.H.I.E.L.D., but she's really, you don't get to see her till this movie, so it makes no sense. But I will say this, though.
Time.
Mm.
You will say time. All right.
I hope people are paying attention so they
Yeah,
can vote
well, I
for
hope
me.
y'all are like taking notes of these
They're
arguments.
not.
I need y'all to vote for me.
They're just gonna vote for the movie at the end. We know.
No.
Yes, vote
Based
for the
on the
movie at the end.
arguments.
Vote
Okay.
for the movie at the
Are you
end,
ready?
Justin.
Yes.
You owe me, Justin.
1, 2,
I'm ready.
3, go.
Okay, you mentioned that this came after Endgame. We needed a palate cleanser after Endgame. Endgame was
Infinity
such a
War.
what the fuck moment that we needed Ant-Man and the Wasp for some longevity there, okay? And then, levity, sorry. Longevity. Michelle Pfeiffer, okay? The return of Michelle Pfeiffer in an action film. Everybody's like, yes, Michelle Pfeiffer.
For 2
Selling
minutes.
point. No, she was there for 10 minutes. She was there for like
2.
20 minutes.
For 2.
Okay? That's all I got. Endgame. We needed Ant-Man and the Wasp as a palate cleanser.
All right, time.
Infinity War,
We
not
needed laughs.
Endgame.
We needed
Okay.
laughs.
Who would like to vote for?
Jesus is watching y'all.
Jesus is watching.
Jesus says to vote for me.
I like how Captain America is already Winter Soldier's already there.
No, it's based on the arguments, not your opinion.
Yeah. Okay, so just to double check, raise your hand if you're voting for Tony.
You guys are just
1,
voting
2,
on your
3, 4,
opinion.
5.
No, you're voting on your opinion. It's based on the
They don't have
argument.
to justify their
They
opinion.
have to justify.
It just has to go in my favor. Okay.
All right, now who's want to be an iconoclast?
Who's getting Christmas presents this year?
Yeah.
Put your hand up.
Well, you're already wearing a Christmas sweater, so.
No. It's about the argument of truth. So who is voting for, you've done...
Who do I get to
who's
vote
voting
for?
me and their argument?
Who's voting for Mickey's argument? Oh, Daniel.
Thank you.
Johnny and
Christmas
Daniel.
present.
All right.
You all are racist except Daniel and Johnny.
If you want that shirt, go to.
And sexist.
Bat2C gave us a super chat letting us know that Johnny will do Spidey and Josh will do Thor. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Not yet. This is just keep it in mind. Take down your notes, just like Daniel did.
Okay, so I get to pick for either
Yes.
Iron
Now
Man
you can
or...
pick for Iron Man.
Or Guardians
I can
of the
pick
Galaxy.
anybody?
You can pick anybody.
Or for Guardians.
Shane.
Yeah, we want a repeat of that.
We don't vote for anything, we don't argue with nothing.
Shay, I love you, just not your brain.
Just not your brain.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna pick the only other person that's wearing a Tony Stark shirt tonight. I'm picking Joe for Iron Man.
Oh wow. All right, Joe for Iron Man. Who are you picking for Guardians?
I'm just gonna be that person.
We're in the end game now, bitches.
I'm gonna be that person.
I didn't mean to say that with two women on here, by the way. I was just saying that as in
And
general.
I'm going
We
to
understand.
Shay.
Oh! Tony, do you want to moderate? All right, let's do it.
Alright, next round.
Oops.
Next round.
Wait, so I have Winter Soldier, right?
Yes. No. You're Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, come on!
You got a phone for the...
I don't know.
So sit down.
Yeah, I don't know where my phone is. Okay. Since I'm biased, do you want to go first or second?
I'll go first.
All right.
I'm against Shay. I can literally eat chicken wings for 30 seconds and win this argument.
Do it. Do it.
I bet you won't.
You say chicken wings? Eat chicken wings? Give us
Okay.
those wings. Give us those wings.
Here we go.
I can eat that matzah stuff over there for 30 seconds and still beat you, Shay.
I did almost trip.
Thank you.
Wings.
All right, here we go. Joseph for 30 seconds for Iron Man. Begin.
Wait.
So Iron Man's the superhero that started off. After 22 movies, Tony Stark is the one still standing and the biggest draw of the MCU. Not only that, it introduced us to the world of the MCU. And it was a different tone of a movie where it was more comical than the other movies we had previously seen from DC Comics. Now, also, this is also the first time we get our first glimpse of a shared universe with Nick fucking Fury.
Still 28, 29, 30. Stop. Okay. Thank you, Joseph. Now over to Shay for Guardians of the Galaxy. Everyone listen. Shay's about to speak.
Oh, all right.
Oh, listen to me.
Here we
people.
go. And a 1, 2, 3.
Guardians of the Galaxy actually set up a lot of stuff that we're about to see. Stuff that we saw in Infinity War. Well, we have Nebula introduced. We have things like what's his name?
Quantum Realm.
Yeah, no Quantum Realm. Gamora. I mean, the daughter of Thanos. And Peter
Time.
Quill. If it wasn't for Peter Quill, we wouldn't have another movie.
Shay, you might want to look into that, man. Wow. Okay, Joseph, rebuttal for 30 seconds. Ready? Begin.
No. This isn't about me. It's not about me. It's about Shay's lack of argument. Shay's terrible at this. But he's one of the first superheroes to come out openly and say, hey, I'm this superhero. I am Iron Man. Not only that, the movie was mostly ad-lib. Credit to Jon Favreau. I'm going to put it all over my face, Jezzer. But here's the deal. It also was the resurrection of Robert Downey Jr. This guy was sleeping in little kids' beds.
Oh my God! Stop.
Doing so much drugs.
Time.
So much drugs.
It was an empty bed.
Actually, the resurrection of Robert Downey was Ally McBeal, but that's another topic.
Okay, Shay, you ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
There you go.
For 30 seconds, Shay.
Because there's no Toys R Us left.
Vote for me. Y'all know we're going to vote for me.
Hang on, we gotta let Shay
What? Do what?
attempt an argument. Here we go. All right, Shay.
Okay.
I believe in you a little bit. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, go.
All right. So if we did not have Peter Quill, we would not have another. Why are you looking at me like that? We would not have another movie. We all know that part of his issue was actually preventing them from getting the glove off Thanos' arm. We would not have Drax. None of the characters needed to actually openly come out as superheroes because they were superheroes from the beginning. They didn't have to try and prove anything to anybody. They just did what they needed to do just because they wanted to just live. That's all they cared about.
I saw a movie.
Time. Were you just saying words and hoping that they connected?
I was trying to connect dots in other places.
I saw a movie.
They were just heroes, period. I mean, they didn't.
I like turtles.
They didn't
That's essentially what you had said to this.
Okay. I'm not even going to take a vote because I'm going to let y'all know that even if you voted for Shay unanimously, I was just going to throw it to Joe anyway. So
I like
I'm not
turtles.
even fixing this. So I'm going to give it to Iron Man. So
But
here we go.
there's a raccoon and Groot.
Oh, thank you.
There's a talking tree. Kind of.
So Iron Man
Don't
wins.
disrespect Groot like that.
But he's Groot.
So who's next fight? Who is the next
I think
fight?
it's Johnny and
Yeah, next up is Johnny and
Who is it?
Justin.
no, it was
No,
Johnny
wait.
and
Josh. Oh.
Yes, Johnny for Spidey
Different ends of the spectrum right
All right, you guys.
and
show
Josh
Shay
for
how it's
Thor.
done.
Shay, go. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really
You
concerned.
get hazed, man.
When's the last time you had a cat scan, man? That's like.
You're on like the Rob level.
Oh, are these like legit hot wings?
Are we doing the Hot Wheels challenge again?
Hey, Jazz,
I'll do
get your
it.
shit together.
Oh, I didn't do the hot wings one. I did the hot chip. Get out of here! Oh my God, you're in my space.
No, bro.
Okay. To reiterate, Johnny Parker 2.0 is fighting for Spider-Man Homecoming. Joshua Goldman and the entire Jewish faith is fighting on behalf of Thor Ragnarok.
Entire Jewish faith.
For the Goldblum.
Yes!
Okay, so does anybody really care about who goes first?
I will
go ahead, sir.
This episode
It's
is
your
sponsored
weekend, go
by
ahead.
the body of Christ.
Body of Christ.
That's not.
I'm Catholic. I know what the body of Christ looks like. That's not it.
No.
It tastes like when I got a Catholic mass.
Okay, so we're gonna give it to Joshua, if that's okay with you, sir.
Sure,
Okay. So Joshua will have
You
30
actually did
seconds
research.
to fight on behalf of Thor Ragnarok. So here we go. And beginning in 3, 2, 1, begin.
Thor Ragnarok is the movie that everybody was waiting for after the first two Thor movies were so extremely disappointing.
You're reading the Rotten Tomatoes page.
Not only did it give us the amazing Jeff Goldblum as the Grand Master, but it also introduced Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie.
He's literally reading the tomatoes right now.
An amazing, strong female character. Not strong physically, although she is. Strong as in well written. Ragnarok also set up Hulk's arc in both Infinity War and what I'm assuming is going to be
Time. Okay, here we go. Johnny Parker 2.0. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, begin.
So, first off, Spider-Man made more money. Spider-Man made over $880 million, where Thor only made over $853 billion. So, booyaka shot. Another thing that works out for it, as you just pointed out yourself, Thor took 2 movies to get it right. And whereas Spider-Man has been consistently killing it.
7 movies.
The Sam Raimi, the first 2 were good. After that, the first
Were
Amazing
they,
was
though?
okay. So he's saying he's been putting out okay movies where Thor's putting out bad movies. In addition to that, though, I will also say as well that Homecoming set up a whole trilogy that people are excited to see, whereas Thor's trilogy ended on that note.
Time. Okay. All right.
Rebuttal.
Rebuttal. Joshua, first to you. 30 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1, begin.
All right, so I'm just going to continue. So Ragnarok also set up the story arc for the Incredible Hulk and Bruce Banner. We know that set up directly what he was going through in Infinity War and what he's going to be going through in Endgame, which I'm assuming is going to be the Professor Hulk, which a lot of people have been waiting for. What Spider-Man got? Spider-Man's got memes. Done.
Yeah, 7 seconds left.
Done.
You got 5 seconds left. You got 4 seconds.
Memes.
Spider-Man's got memes.
Time. Okay, rebuttal.
You didn't even tell me what your favorite meme was.
For Johnny Parker 2.0.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
First off, more diverse cast. The thing about it is, aside from Tessa Thompson, the thing about it is on Spider-Man Homecoming, we have Zendaya, we have the kid who's playing Flash Thompson, we have a nice diverse cast of people from different races. In addition to that, you brought up strong female leads. Well, guess what? Mary Jane's a strong female character. She defeats the stereotype of her comic book character and actually elevates to the next level where she's involved in science. She's still doing all these like great things, and she speaks her mind. Because
She's
remember,
Michelle.
No, because remember when they go to the exhibit, she's like, I don't want to go because it's racist. So they actually elevated the character and take him to the next level. So the thing about it is where Thor kind of like changed the character, Spider-Man built upon it.
Johnny is talking about fan fiction over here.
No, what are you talking about? Mary, she's on the science club. She's on the debate team. Remember?
She wasn't involved.
She was involved.
Don't get any of those wings on my computer.
Don't get that sauce on my computer.
Stop it.
Okay, so if you're going to fight or vote for Joshua,
We're gonna fight for the votes.
for Joshua,
Oh, whoa,
Cage match.
Whoa. Memes.
Memes.
of course, lest we forget. If you're voting for Joshua and his arguments for Thor Ragnarok, raise your hand.
Wait, did you mention when Peter was getting up from the rock rubble?
No.
All right, you lose.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That was a poignant moment in that film.
Wow. Okay. If you're voting for Johnny Parker 2.0 and Spider-Man Homecoming, raise your hand.
Jezzer.
Are y'all not voting?
Ragnarok or Spider-Man?
I didn't see you.
You made Spider-Man Homecoming. Johnny, you lost me when you
Who are you
didn't say
voting
your
for?
argument.
Daniel.
Spider-Man Ragnarok.
That was not for Johnny.
Is this a tie?
No.
All right, wait, take another
That wasn't a bad movie.
Let's take another count. All right.
But now there was Ragnarok.
Right?
I haven't even seen
All right.
Ragnarok.
Shut up.
See y'all, Blood Bubble.
Raise your hand if you're voting for Josh Goldman fighting on behalf of Ragnarok. Raise your hand now. 1,
Put your
2.
hand down. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. Stephanie.
No, back up.
Okay.
Back up.
Raise your hand if you're going to go ahead and vote for Johnny and Spider-Man.
Down.
Stephanie, 5.
You don't get to vote.
I do get the vote. You told me to vote last time.
You don't get to
You
vote.
said Joker vote last time he was on.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
So I'm sorry.
No, Stephanie voted.
Ragnarok gets it. By one.
If you had made that
4
point
versus
about
3.
Peter being trapped under the rubble, asking for help,
I
and
have to
saying
agree.
he's strong enough to be Spider-Man, you would have won.
I agree. So
You know
you did
what?
it.
You know
So
what?
it goes to Ragnarok.
You know what? You know what? I'm okay with this because you know what? It's what I would expect from voting elections that take place in Florida.
Oh wow.
I can't.
Get away from my table.
I can't argue with that. I'm not. I lived in Florida. I'm not from Florida.
You'll notice that he's no longer at the table because he lost. So okay. Wait, come back. You gotta vote for who's gonna actually. All right. So the next round is
I've
for
contacted Al Gore. I have a lawsuit pending.
Winter Soldier versus Iron Man. So Joshua.
The real Civil War.
Winter Soldier versus Iron Man.
So you get to pick who votes for who gets to fight for what.
I gotta bring Joe back for Winter Soldier.
Nice.
That's an easy one.
Okay, Johnny, you get to pick who fights for Iron Man.
Toddy, 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 Toddy.
I'm gonna go for the person who's arguably probably seen it the most.
Who's seen the most?
Get him, Tony Sanchez.
What?
I'm gonna moderate. Tony's gonna.
Oh man.
All right, Tony.
This is not.
I'm sorry, I heard Dirty Sanchez. I was like, oh god.
All right. That was my nickname in college. No
Good luck,
joke.
Dirty Sanchez.
Thank you, Dirty Sanchez. Sorry, my hand is dirty.
Should win on the name alone. Winning on the name alone.
Should we make a side bet? Whoever loses has to chug a whole ranch.
I would love to explain to Otis how the fuck Ultron beat Civil War.
Hey, can somebody explain? Can somebody explain also to Otis how Iron Man beat Black Panther and Johnny was defending Iron Man? Who the fuck?
And that is
He didn't take the dive.
because we
You
are
are not welcome in
debating
Wakanda.
and then voting solely on the debates,
This is why
not
we're
on
not
the
allowed in
actual
Wakanda.
films. That is why, Otis. Okay. So, first is going to go Captain America Winter Soldier, which means Joe, take it away. 1, 2, 3. Everyone, listen with rapt attention so that you can vote properly at the end of these 2 minutes.
I don't have my drink. Where is it?
Because it's 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. 2 minutes.
Jarvis.
Someone bring this woman a drink.
Please.
Jarvis, we need a drink.
Give me a scotch. I'm starving. Why don't we have scotch here?
Why don't we have scotch here?
know.
Jarvis, drink.
No, the rug is probably scarier than the floor.
Oh, that was a. Hold on, this is like Thor's hammer.
All right, are we ready? Passing it on. Okay. 3.
No ice? You didn't put any ice in there?
All right.
Gentlemen.
3, 2, 1, Joe.
Okay, so Captain America Winter Soldier is such a complex film because this is the first time, mostly in any superhero movie, where the villain doesn't have to lift a finger in order to disrupt the whole plot line. He's such a mastermind, he doesn't have to do much. Also, his name was Robert Redford. It's something Pierce, right? His name was Pierce, something Pierce. For a second, actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought I was arguing Civil War. However, Captain America Winter Soldier is damn
Time.
near. Yep.
All right. Okay, Tony, bring it home.
That was my weakest first
That
round.
was your weakest first round. Are you ready to defeat that round?
She took her glasses off.
Yeah. 3,
I don't
2,
want to. Yeah.
1, Tony.
The MCU begins with Tony Stark actually feeling a sense of responsibility for the first time in his life, which for someone who is honestly the most narcissistic and selfish person in the world is a huge thing. The entire MCU spins from the one big bang, and Iron Man is that big bang. From that movie, honest to God, we will be at this table, we will be 60 years old, Joe, and we will still be fighting about what comic book movie is the best movie of all time. Iron Man will still be at the top of that discussion.
Time. Nice. He was like, hammered that home. Woo! Representing ladies' night. All right.
Yes.
Did you say Yas Queen?
Yas Queen. Okay, Joe, can you do that?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1, Joe.
Though Iron Man may have started the MCU, his character development doesn't go very far. Now, if you look at Captain America Winter Soldier, from Steve Rogers, who he was in his own movie, to Avengers, to Winter Soldier, 3 different characters with progression. And Winter Soldier is the peak of all of that. Not only that, the genre of film and the action scenes were out of this world. And also, it took less CGI than almost any other Marvel movie that there was. And it introduced us to the Falcon, and Black Widow actually became the spy that nobody trusted in this movie.
But yes.
What?
I was waiting for someone to mention one of the women in the film, so. Okay. Your comeback, Tony?
Naked.
All right.
Tony took off her glasses.
Yes, exactly. 3, 2, 1, go.
I respectfully disagree, just because Captain America begins as a guy who's just horribly riddled with survivor's guilt because he's the one guy out of time who actually made it to the 21st century. And by the end of the movie, he's still riddled with survivor's guilt because now he realizes that even though he lost a friend and he might regain him, he's never going to get him back because he's always going to be the Winter Soldier. He's never going to get that back. But Iron Man begins with a guy who doesn't even want to step on stage for an award for a guy. He becomes a guy who goes ahead and presents himself to the world and says, I am Iron Man.
Because he doesn't like being handed things.
It's on her shirt.
It's on her shirt.
It's on Joe's shirt too.
It's a sign.
Why are you trying to hide it? Why are you trying to just
Whose side are you on? Whose side are you
Be
on?
who you are.
Whose side
All
are you
right.
on?
Okay.
Unzip it.
Unzip it.
Unzip it in the bed. Unzip it.
Oh.
Yes.
That was TMI. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready to vote for the showdown of the century?
Iron Man,
Tony
Winter
is for
Soldier.
Iron Man.
Let's be honest, guys. Winter Soldier's a better
And Joe
movie.
is for Winter Soldier. You are voting.
You are an Iron Man.
I remind you that you are voting on the argument and not on the film.
You lost it
So-
when you said Tony didn't have any character arc.
I didn't say that.
All right.
I said it didn't have
So,
as much as
let's
Steve
vote
Rogers.
For
Guys, touch
Captain
some sky.
America, Joe.
Touch some fucking sky.
Joe, Captain America.
Shay, she's Latino like you.
1, 2.
Winter Soldier? The Winter Soldier. Touch some sky.
I don't know if this
You're wearing a
counts.
fucking Captain America
I
sweater.
don't
Touch
know
some
if this
sky.
counts. Well, doesn't that say something about your argument, Joe? If he's not raising his hands when he's
I swear to God, I swear to
okay.
God, you're gonna win.
We've got
baby, you're
3.
gonna win.
We've got 3. We've got 3 votes. All right, who's voting for Tony's argument? Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Tony, I do love you though.
Does this count?
Yes, of course it
This
counts.
absolutely does not count. Absolutely does
It
not.
does.
I own this
You're
company.
gonna
That does
vote?
not count, goddammit.
You're voting for Tony. Okay.
not
Jezza's voting
count.
for Tony.
does not
She's
count.
raising her hand
I
for
own this
Jezzer.
company.
She's raising her hand for Jezzer.
I am Iron Man.
stand
Put
in.
your goddamn hand down.
He finally admits he's Iron Man.
Well, no,
and
if
that,
it's a tie, it comes to you.
yes. I mean, I would vote for you, but she was raising her hand for Jezzer, so technically wins. Oh, yes, yeah, that's true.
You're the deciding
Yeah, I
vote.
know, but it was already 4 anyway.
4-4.
Yeah, because
4-4.
Jezzer voted for Tony. But I'm voting for
Wait,
Tony
who'd
anyway.
you vote for?
Tony. Like any
We'll take
smart
care
man would. All right.
Who'd you
All
vote
right.
for?
I'm voting for Tony
Oh,
as
good
well.
job.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well done. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Hey, this is your fault. Black Panther should have been in that.
Honest to God, I feel wrong because I wanted Winter Soldier to walk away with this whole thing. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Blackwing would like us to know this is so out of hand.
It is out of hand.
All right. So let's simmer
Hey,
down.
here's my real team, bitches. We're in the end game now.
Okay. Wait. Where's
Tony, where you going? You gotta
we have
pick.
to nominate the final, the ultimate showdown. All right, so Tony, you're the winner.
Yes.
So now we are between the 2 greatest MCU films. Thor, Ragnarok, and Iron Man is what we ended up with. So, who will you like to come defend Thor Ragnarok's honor?
I'm going to go ahead and assume that I can't vote for Joe, correct?
You can vote for me.
You can vote for Joe if you wanted to. He does own the company after all.
Hey, I'm modest. I'm not the leader.
Listen, no joke. No joke.
Okay.
Nobody fights the way Joe fights.
That's true. Nobody fights the way Joe
I respect
fights.
that more than anything about the man. So
So
if I can vote for Joe, I'm gonna pick Joe, and I'm gonna have him fight on behalf of Iron Man.
I was about to say he should do Iron Man, so we can
Alright.
see the flip side of his
So
argument.
for Thor Ragnarok,
Yes.
I am also going to vote for myself to argue against myself. It would be a Tony Stark thing to do, right?
That would be a Tony Stark
I'm not
thing
gonna do
to
that. I'm
do.
not gonna do that. I want to lay up some shit. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I actually.
Josh has been
Actually,
the one to go
no,
up against
no.
you.
I think I think that Tony has some of the best MCU knowledge on here, so I think it's only fair that I vote Tony back.
Whoa!
Mainly because
All right.
whoever wins, I think it's good for all the movies.
All right.
No.
Okay, so we're doing
Because both these movies are really good.
They
I
are
can't-
really
They are
good.
both really good.
Honestly, if it were up to me, neither one of these movies would have ended up in this final for me. But I think they're both really, really good.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna start with shut the fuck up. Tony will start off with Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Okay. So, are you ready? All right. Now, everyone in the peanut gallery, just focus your attention on these warriors. All right. Warriors. Yes. Warriors for the MCU.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Tony.
There are only a handful of MCU movies that actually go ahead and change the status quo irrevocably. Ragnarok is one of the very few that actually goes ahead and achieves that by the end of this movie. Not only does it achieve that, but it goes ahead and reinvigorates a character that honestly we were all kind of bored with. Thor, whatever, you're hot, you got abs, awesome, but who cares? By the end of this movie, I care.
cares.
You got Tessa Thompson, I fucking care. Loki's actually doing what he needs to do, I fucking care. All right, I 100% support Ragnarok.
Time. That was beautiful. Thank you. All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Round 1 for Joe. 3, 2, 1, go.
Using Tony's same argument, Iron Man changes the game not just in the MCU but in all of cinema. It's one of the movies that actually puts the Marvel Cinematic Universe on the map. But not only that, it reinvents Iron Man as a character. It takes a character that was invented in the 1960s and updates it for modern times. And not only that, but uses the kind of like terrorist kind of tactics in order to have this warmonger kind of become humanized. And he does have a character story arc arguing against myself. Not only he has a character story arc that progresses and you can see it progress.
Yes. All right. Rebuttal. Now, Batusi said let's make the round 1 minute. Do we want to have a 1 minute rebuttal each since it's the last one?
Why not?
All right.
Okay.
You think y'all can go on for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I
let's do
talk
this.
for a minute? I wonder if I can.
I
Oh
believe it.
no.
A minute back and forth.
A minute back and forth? Oh, like just like.
Iron Man.
Okay. Shall we?
Sure.
Okay. Ready?
Yep. You tell me when I can stop talking.
Okay.
What?
Do I have a minute right now, or are we doing
Wait, so
30
is it a
seconds?
minute and a minute, or is it like back and
It's up to them. Do they want to like interject?
Oh, like do you guys want to have like just a debate full on?
No,
or-
because I can't listen.
Oh, okay, you can't do that.
No.
Okay, so let's just do a
No.
minute and then a minute.
Yes.
Okay, so 1 minute for Tony, starting now.
I'm sorry. Wait, what?
A minute for Tony. Tony's gonna talk for a minute about.
You changed the bracket,
Yes.
and now I don't know what
It's,
I'm
you're
voting.
arguing for Thor Ragnarok.
Got it.
You're arguing for
I
Thor
was thrown by
Ragnarok.
the fact that that's not what my Thor looks like. I'm so sorry. Okay. Continue.
Okay.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
And
Sweet.
go.
You realize that Thor's behind me?
That's why it's confusing. That's
Okay.
why it was confusing.
What are you doing?
Good
Oh my
thing
God.
that we
okay,
have a
can
minute.
we restart me? Because like seriously,
Let's-
I'm just throwing
Let's
my
start.
what the fuck is happening?
Thor Ragnarok. There you go. Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Go.
The advantage that Ragnarok has over Iron Man is that it's already like I think like the 18th or 17th movie by that point. It's already had a full momentum. It's already had an established mythology to go ahead and smash, all right? But when it goes ahead and smashes that to shit, it does that. It went ahead and literally killed everybody and anybody that actually had a thorough line in the previous 2 movies. We went ahead and skewed it. We went ahead and had it Matt Damon and a wonderful cameo going ahead and skewing the hell out of Dark World. We went ahead and decided that, you know what, we just need to go ahead and, as Star Wars said, let the past die, kill it if you have to. And it was the best decision that they ever made. They went ahead and decided, you know what, we don't have to go ahead and just keep on keeping on. We can retcon the fuck out of this. We can go ahead and decide what the path is going to be without going ahead and feeling like we need to go ahead and hang on to the continuity mentality of before. We can go ahead and forge ahead and forge a new path, and we don't have to go ahead and just feel like we have to be beholden to that at all.
Time. Now, yes.
Let's hear it for Tony.
Yes.
I'm gonna get my ass kicked in a minute. No.
My favorite thing about that argument was that I think that you used as many heads as there are films in the MCU.
Yes, correct.
So, because that was really the theme of Thor Ragnarok.
It really was.
Yeah.
But no, I'm about to get my ass
No.
kicked. Go ahead, man.
No, it's not about me.
No,
All right, let's make it about Joe in 3, 2, 1.
So, first of all, Iron Man is one of the first characters that is a flawed superhero. He's a person that is an everyman. Batman's not a flawed superhero. But I don't want to talk about I don't want to talk about Iron Man. I don't want to talk about Iron Man. No. It's not about Tony Stark. Let's talk about the godfather of the MCU. Robert Downey Jr. And the reason I want to talk about Robert Downey Jr. is because as we're approaching our 22nd Marvel movie, Avengers Endgame, he's the one that turned everything around. You wouldn't have Chris Evans as Captain America if it wasn't for Robert Downey Jr. He turned the road down 3 times. 3 times. Robert Downey Jr. is who we owe all of this to, along with Jon Favreau and Kevin Feige. But Robert Downey Jr. is really the figurehead of all this. And honestly, he's the one that deserves most of all the credit for the success of the MCU. And this is a guy that turned his life around and deserves your respect and your vote. The people, Robert Downey Jr. deserves your respect. And we're approaching the humiliation. Shut up! My shoes cost more than your house.
All right. Well, now that epic final round has come to its conclusion. Wow. Shall we? Because you're saying you might like Chris Evans, but he is not Robert Downey Jr.
I was more arguing about Robert Downey
argument.
Jr. being the godfather of the MCU and bringing this cinema. Hey, if this was Tom Cruise like it was supposed to be, this would all fall apart.
No.
22 movies would follow that. There you go. Hey, that's a fact, though, guys. It's a fact. Simple fact.
Yeah.
Simple fact, guys.
Okay. So who?
My shoes cost more than your house. Woo!
All right. Raise your hand if you are voting for Tony's Thor Ragnarok argument. All right, we got 1, 2, 3. You're not raising your hand, right? You're just okay. You are raising your hand. Okay, so 4 votes.
Wait.
Oh, 5. Oh, it's coming on.
You guys are voting for Ragnarok over Iron Man. Really think about what you're doing here.
5.
You're shaping.
So you're voting for Tony's argument. So 5 votes. Now, who are you voting for, Joe? Tell me more. Who's voting for Joe's Iron Man argument? Jezzer? Josh? Shay? So 3 votes.
4. That's 4. Jezzer counts.
He voted for 2.
5.
Pigtails count.
This is
No,
all right.
pigtails override based on the
She
argument.
doesn't want to.
I don't want to override it based on the argument. I mean,
Let democracy win.
yeah, no, I think that based on the argument,
Hey, think about Robert Downey Jr. creating this movie. Just think about that for a second. What would
Am I still fighting for Ragnarok, or am I allowed to say how I want to?
You can say what you can say.
I mean, let's be real. Listen.
That's true. He did.
I stand with you, RDJ. Avenge the fallen.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Tony Stark is the only billionaire vigilante, okay?
He turned it
Bruce Wayne can go ahead and get yes, all the things I can't say.
Wait, what'd you say? Say that one
I'm
more time.
sorry. Batman can get wrecked, okay? That's not what I really want to say, but there's a child in the room, okay?
No, say it. She can't hear you. What'd you say? Batman can get what?
Batman can go get fucked. I'm sorry.
I'm with it.
Like,
Yeah, high five on that.
Yeah, no. Tony Stark all day, every day. The only reason why any of this is existing, the only reason why I'm about to sit in a theater for 60 plus hours to go ahead and watch a 22 movie marathon is because of Tony Stark.
Yeah,
because of Iron Man.
based solely on the Robert
Downey Jr., you are my spirit animal. I love you.
Okay, so You just successfully argued for Iron
I
Man.
did, and that's why I was
well.
like, am I still
But
fighting
yes,
for Ragnarok, or can I feel like how I really feel?
As much as Taika Waititi, oh my God.
Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi. Can't
How
say his
dare you
name.
be a racist and not pronounce his name right?
By the way,
The
no,
alcohol.
I want to throw this
He's
out.
a visionary director.
I want to throw this out. Guys, it's very important that you all hear this, all right?
Okay, everyone listen. Tony has something to say.
There are no indigenous women in comic book movies except for Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
That's a true story.
Right?
Yes.
Rachel House plays the only indigenous woman in
And
any comic
Taika
book
went
movie.
out of his way
She
to
plays
hire
Topaz
crew members that were
in this
indigenous.
But she's in all of his movies, right? I think Rachel House is in all of
Yes,
his
correct.
movies.
But in DC and MCU, the only indigenous woman, there are plenty of indigenous men, not plenty, but there's a fair amount. There's a good handful, right? Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 of them.
That is the equivalent to the black sidekick character
Listen,
in the 90s.
listen.
Okay,
I am upholding
You should have your
and
seat back
uplifting
because this
the
is your
wind
show.
as I take them. We are invisible. We don't have a whole lot of representation.
No, of course.
She's my only one out there.
And I'd love to see
and
it.
I am so grateful for Taika Waititi for giving me at least one, because it was really just a dismal desert out there. And while I certainly appreciate Tamara Morrison and Jason Momoa in Aquaman, Eugene Braverock in Wonder Woman, and Adam Beach in Suicide Squad, like literally a handful. And I was like, it's only men. Where are the indigenous women? Where are the other Native women out there? And as a Native woman myself, I love Taika Waititi for doing that shit.
Authenticity, boo.
Yes.
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 That being said,
That being said, though,
Did we choose a winner yet?
I think the winner would be Iron Man.
correct.
For the Robert Downey Jr. argument.
So what
alone.
won the entire bracket? Which film?
Of course
Man.
he did, because
Iron
I own
Man.
this.
Iron Man. We went all the way back to the beginning.
Yes.
How
Okay.
did it get this far?
Okay.
Honestly, let's be honest. The movie that should have been there is Black Panther. I
Yeah,
don't know
of
if I
course.
blame.
No, listen.
I don't know if I
Black
blame
Panther-
Johnny or Justin for that one.
It should have been Winter Soldier against Black Panther.
It should have been Winter Soldier versus Black Panther for sure.
It should have
Well,
been.
no, because that wouldn't have made it to the finals. They're in the same.
Well, yeah, but it should have been.
No, but I'm saying,
Whoever
like, up
made
in
this
there.
bracket is a wonderful genius who wouldn't let that happen. So
Number one, Winter Soldier is very good, but if you think down to the root of it, it's not the best
Hey,
film.
Miguel, I got a
the
question.
semi-
this bracket.
no,
Real
the
quick
semi-
question.
okay.
How did Iron Man 2? Oh no, is Iron Man 2 on here?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
with
How did
Ant-Man.
that get on here and not Doctor
Oh,
Strange?
I wonder.
Right?
Oh, I wonder.
Right?
Yeah, nobody
I
liked
wonder.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, I wonder.
We highlight Doctor Strange.
It is. That was a good lineup.
Yeah.
That was a good bracket.
All right. Let me go ahead.
Compared to Iron Man 2.
Let me go ahead.
go ahead.
And listen, if it was up to me, the semifinals would have been Civil War, Ragnarok, Winter Soldier, and it would have been a toss-up in that bottom one. Because honestly, between Black Panther, Iron Man, Avengers, and Guardians of the Galaxy, personally, that's in my top 6.
Yeah,
It really
for
is.
sure.
Excuse me.
Blackwing blames Johnny for being on Black Panther. Thanks
Wow.
They paid for it.
a lot. Yeah, that's right.
They do it.
Yeah, that's true. Y'all did that. Y'all did that. And Batusi said, "You're welcome."
Well, guys, we have to say we had a lot of
Are we
fun.
even on
Yeah, are we
anymore?
on right
'Cause
now?
it's a
Yeah, the lights
screensaver.
on. The lights on.
It's a screensaver.
We had a lot of fun with this.
love
I
it. There we
did
go.
send Jezzer a DCEU, DC MCU Marvel bracket that I think we should do
Oh my
in the very
God.
near future.
Oh
That's
my
going to be
God.
way more epic than this was,
Like DC movies.
and will require
Correct.
about a couple hours.
Except for the first.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you like it because you have to argue for it, as we've seen in this bracket. A lot of people did not like the movies they argued for, but it doesn't matter.
Read the last comment that says.
I meant Johnny should have been on Black Panther. Yes.
Like in the movie,
No, he should have been arguing for it.
we didn't make the rules.
Okay, honestly, if we could go back and redo other people's arguments, I certainly would have done it. Because as much as I love Justin, he kind of failed me a little bit.
Can we get Iron Man out of our faces, please, so we can end it?
I said
with our
Justin kind of failed me a little bit. What's
No, and then Shay. We have to give Shay some more practice because
Poor Shay.
We're gonna make his brain better,
Shay,
guys.
Shay.
It's gonna be okay.
Shay.
It's Shiesty Shay, guys.
Shiesty Shay.
No, Shifty Shay.
By the way, Justin is correct. It is Black Panther is an Academy Award winning movie. It won 3 Academy Awards, that which all created history in their own right, which he didn't mention, but that's okay. I'm gonna forgive him because I love him. So
That's okay. But
Yes.
guys, so we'll be back next week. I'm sure all of us would have seen Avengers Endgame.
That is correct.
And maybe we'll make this a bigger roundtable, maybe with more of our cast members again, so we can discuss our favorite plot points of the movie.
please, can we all just hold each other and cry?
Right?
Hold each
We're
other
gonna
and
need
cry.
it. We're gonna need it.
And if Joe's a part of this, it's probably going to be a spoiler stream, but we'll let you know ahead of time.
Get out of here!
He always tries to spoil everything for us.
I'm sorry.
And
that
his
was really
excuse is
loud,
we're
but he's
in
trying to
press.
show us.
That's I
Yeah.
don't like that.
Who wants to see Endgame?
Oh my God!
No.
Get out of here!
Turn it off.
We're in the Endgame now. Let's watch it.
But guys, please adhere. Please adhere
That's okay, I have
to the
insurance.
Russo brothers, please.
Endgame now.
And don't spoil this for anybody.
You want to see it?
I want to see what this is.
Thanos.
No, I don't
The
actually
mans
wanna
are
watch it. I wanna
silent.
see what
Where's our little cue card that Nagami made? All right, guys. If you enjoyed this episode, you can see many more like this. Not that one. You can always like, subscribe, and share this video to keep up to date with everything trending
in geek pop culture.